president keep what he has stolen. CBS's Willie James Inman with more.
Ukraine would have to give up a lot, according to that multi-point peace plan that was presented by the Americans. Now, there has been criticism on both sides of the aisle here in Washington with that peace plan because lawmakers believe that it heavily favors Russia. But, of course, things could change, and the president said over the weekend to reporters here at the White House that it wasn't his final deal.
As the Trump administration considers taking military action against Venezuela, the U.S. is planning to increase pressure on President Nicolas Maduro by naming an alleged drug cartel as a foreign terrorist organization. CBS's Charlie D'Agata.
The Trump administration was thinking about other ways, psyops, of dropping leaflets in Venezuela to sort of weaken the regime. Trump has already said that the CIA is operating inside Venezuela, and with that comes, of course, other avenues of trying to get rid of Nicolas Maduro, if not by force, other ways, because he's made that clear.
The latest CBS News poll shows 70% of Americans oppose any U.S. military action in Venezuela, saying President Trump has not explained his position clearly. AAA projects nearly 82 million people will travel at least 50 miles from home over the Thanksgiving holiday period. CBS's Chris Van Cleve.
AAA expects more than 73 million to hit the road, up a bit from last year. But as storms make their way to the eastern part of the U.S., drivers may run into delays and messy conditions.
There are just over 2,000 delays and 222 cancellations in the U.S., according to FlightAware. A football player for the University of Alabama, Birmingham, is being held without bond after allegedly stabbing two of his teammates before their game Saturday. Daniel Mincy is charged with attempted murder and assault. The two victims are stable. UAB interim head coach Alex Mortensen saying this morning,
"It's really important to us that the players understand that, all the way up to game time, there's an open door for them."
In Britain, a prince-turned-commoner could be facing more legal problems.
I'm Vicky Barker in London. Scotland Yard investigators have reportedly questioned some of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor's former police bodyguards, requesting emails, phone records, and logbooks. This over reports that then Prince Andrew asked them to dig for dirt on Virginia Giuffre, the woman who claimed Jeffrey Epstein had trafficked her to Andrew when she was underage. He reportedly also provided the officers Giuffre's social security number and date of birth.
This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The search for a White Center gunman, the story coming up at first. KIRO Newsradio traffic. A crash is blocking a lane on State Route 167 northbound at Southwest 41st Street. I'm not seeing much of a backup just yet. Remember, your bigger issue is in Pacific, where there are lane restrictions on 167 due to bridge repair. Travel times are looking pre-holiday. Everett to Seattle will take you 22 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle 41, Renton to Bellevue 28, and your lake bridges are nearly clear. Traffic brought to you by Seattle Sports. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. Deputies are searching for a gunman in a White Center shooting. KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman reports it happened yesterday afternoon.
Just before 4, the King County Sheriff's Office got the shots fired call here off of 15th Avenue Southwest and Roxbury Street in White Center by the Rapid Ride bus stop. That is where detectives found a man shot. From what we've been told, the man shot is expected to be okay, but there's still a lot of things we don't know and they're unclear. Who the suspect is, where they're at, and exactly how many shots were fired in this altercation.
If you have information, contact the King County Sheriff's Office. State troopers arrested a man suspected of throwing a brick off the State Route 509 overpass in Tacoma. Trooper Cameron Watts says the brick crashed into a car and struck a passenger in the head.
We've had similar circumstances where people have died from this, and we're glad that that didn't happen.
Medics transported the man to Harborview Medical Center with serious injuries. They arrested the suspect about 8 blocks away. Retailers see a spike in shoplifting during the holiday season, so Bellevue cops are kicking off their annual Stop the Lift Theft Prevention campaign.
Officers work closely with businesses to identify and arrest shoplifters, especially those engaged in organized retail theft. Captain Shelby Shearer has a message for those who might think of shoplifting in Bellevue.
We will eventually catch up to you, and we will hold you accountable by putting you into jail.
Last year, Bellevue police arrested 161 people during the Stop the Lift campaign. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
A heads up if you're traveling through SeaTac Airport. With the Olympic pipeline shut down for leak repairs, airlines at SeaTac are implementing contingency plans to ensure planes stay fueled. Airlines are adding refueling stops at other airports and trucking more fuel down to SeaTac. Seahawks wide receiver Jackson Smith-Njigba has officially etched his name into franchise history.
Darnold has time. Going to let it fly. Got a man, JSN. Makes the catch. Breaks the tackle. He's going to back into the end zone for a touchdown. Seahawks.
Yesterday, JSN set the single-season record for receiving yards as a Seahawk with 1,313 yards. Smith-Njigba helped the Seahawks solidify a 30-24 victory yesterday over the Tennessee Titans. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Scattered showers today with highs in the upper 40s. It is 40 right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Monday, November 24th. And I got to tell y'all something before we even get started on the show. I was going to ask you all if you're into the holiday spirit, into the Thanksgiving spirit. Right here in the newsroom, Ursula, I ain't going to lie to you.
You feel like Thanksgiving right now?
Right now.
Yeah, because you just had a meal.
Uh-huh. I just had Charles Davis pecan jerk chicken.
Yeah.
I'm done.
You're ready for a nap?
I'm ready for a nap.
Okay.
So which G do you like best? The one that's going to be less energy?
You're going to get your second win, though. You're going to get your second
Just depends on the topics. Good morning, Ursula.
Well, we've got the great Thanksgiving showdown coming up. So many of us are about to hit the road. SeaTac Airport is now bracing for nearly 1 million passengers. Question for you, is it actually better to travel for the holidays or just host and hide in your kitchen? Coming up at 9:30, we're also going to break down how much that Thanksgiving meal is really costing Washington families this year. How much did yours cost? Our KIRO News Radio text line is 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. And if you are watching us on YouTube, man, it's bright in here.
Come on, man.
It's like
we got a bright.
We got
a bright future.
They haven't had that eye black over on the sports side because it's like, whoo.
Hey, by the way, Ursula, the question that we're going to ask throughout the day, what's better? Dinner for breakfast or breakfast for dinner? You don't have to answer that now, but we're asking you asking that throughout the day. All right, Ursula, let's get to it. Your top stories of the day brought to you by Badfitter Northwest.
And we are starting our top stories this morning with a lawsuit. It's all about the right to work a second job. According to new reporting from the Seattle Times, workers have now filed dozens of lawsuits this year accusing major employers of illegally blocking them from moonlighting, even when they're simply trying to piece together enough income to cover the rent and groceries. These cases focus on contract policies that limit employees from taking on extra work, especially for competitors. For example, restaurant staff who pick up shifts at 2 different places, or retail workers who bounce between stores to make ends meet. State law actually protects lower wage workers on this point. So if you make less than twice the minimum wage, so we're talking $34 next year, your employer cannot stop you from having another job. You might not know that. But some companies have long relied on a loyalty carve-out to justify broad bans anyway. And that approach took a hit earlier this year when the Washington Supreme Court ruled that a blanket prohibition on helping a competitor in any form went too far. Employers can still expect some kind of loyalty, but they cannot block workers from taking on perfectly reasonable second jobs. And yet the Times reports that these broad restrictions are still showing up in contracts at some of Washington's biggest employers, including Amazon, Alaska Airlines, and Costco. And so those are companies that are facing lawsuits right now. And my question for all of you is, should employers have any say at all when it comes to side jobs?
Man, well, Ursula, this is very subjective because I don't want to say yes and I don't want to say no. And the reason why I think that this is really a case-by-case basis, I'll take myself for an example. Before 11 years ago, if you were to say the name G. Scott, you'd be like, huh, who is that? Still, you might even say that today. Who is that? However, I'd argue that my name today, before 11 years ago, is more of a name today, and that is directly because of my current employer. Like, doesn't matter
Very
what,
true.
no matter what kind of my work ethic is, and I could do this and I could do that, save all that. My name is my name today, even higher, because of my employer.
Right.
Do I owe some type of loyalty to my employer? Yeah.
Well, plus you have a contract that spells a lot of it out.
Right. But even without let's just say I didn't have the contract, I would almost say, yeah, if I were to leave here and go over to another media outlet, right, and that media outlet says, oh, come on in, well, that media outlet did take me in when I was a car wash guy, but this place took me in when I was the car wash guy.
Right.
So, again,
yeah. So, I am with you. The boundaries, though, need to be very narrow and also reasonable. So,
Okay.
for example, if you're talking about a conflict of interest, that can be very real, right? So if you have sensitive information, for example, or you know all of the restaurant secrets, and now you're going to work at the competitor down the street, well,
Right.
that's not going to fly.
Right.
Or again, and direct competitors, that also makes sense when you're talking about, hey, a restaurant doesn't want a manager taking nightly shifts at the restaurant down the street because some of that proprietary information could be shared and it would hurt the business. Performance. So let's say you're working from home and you are able to juggle 2 or 3 different jobs and your employer doesn't know it, but suddenly now you
said your employer doesn't know it?
No.
Problem. I mean, you can just stop right there.
Well, but don't you think there are a lot of employers who don't know that their employee has a second job?
Yes.
Exactly.
Keep
And
going.
if it's not listed or not said explicitly,
Some would say, Ursula, it's none of their business. That's what somebody would say.
Until your performance is affected by it. Correct? I mean, so if you're clocking out mentally or if you're calling in, well, if you're working from home, you're not. But let's say you do have an in-office job or a hybrid job, and now you're calling in sick a lot to the job, and it turns out, well, you've got a second gig or a third gig.
Let's say you have a conference that you have to go to with the second job. So what you do is you call out sick on the first job to go to the second job, right?
Right.
And those things. So that is something, as you all know, I have never taken off a sick day here to go fly out of town to go work somewhere.
Right. You take it as a vacation day.
Yeah. That's just some karma for me.
Yeah. I mean, because ultimately, really, how would they know unless it becomes a problem?
Exactly. So, before you move on, I have a topic for you that has come up before. I think this comes up a lot, especially when it comes to beauticians, barbers, and everything. So, my barber, the first time I gone to him was it was during the pandemic. I just went to the barbershop because I was looking for a barbershop down in Tacoma. So I went to the name.
Yeah.
And in the barbershop, there were 2 people inside.
Yep.
I asked the one guy, he was like, oh, I'm busy. And then the other guy was like, yeah, I can get you next. So the guy that said I can get you next has been my barber for the last 5 years.
I mean, that's happened with my eyelash folks.
So here's a
who helped me
question.
out. Yeah.
This barber, he's actually really good.
Yeah.
He's really good at what he does.
Yeah.
His clientele now is through the roof.
Yeah.
It's grown in the last 5 years.
Uh-huh.
Do you think, Ursula, that, okay, you can go move on now and get your own business and zero compensation to the barbershop?
Because they're taking now all the customers?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a problem.
1,000%. You should be able to.
But unless, again, something is explicit in your contract.
Right.
And that's where a lot of this,
But he never.
It's the same with therapists.
Okay.
If they start their own business elsewhere, you can get sued if you had a contract that said you cannot take your clientele with you.
Yeah.
right? But again, it's all about the contract. I mean, I would love to hear from other folks, but bottom line, I think the restrictions, again, like I said, the boundaries need to be reasonable and they need to be narrow and they need to be explicit.
How about employers just pay people enough to where they don't have to take a second job? Because you're not taking restaurant secrets with you as a server who moonlights 3 nights a week at a different place.
But how much is that? How much is that amount? And we talked to someone who
No
owns
limit.
a business.
How much is that amount?
Yeah.
Can I do my job or not? Does my second job impact my first?
But there are some people who are going to get second and third jobs because they want to pile up the money while they're young and able to work.
Listen.
That doesn't all lie on the employer to make sure that everything is covered for them.
When I got offered, Ursula, I got offered my first contract here at this place right here, y'all, I thought I was rich. I thought I was rich. I said, what's the breakdown? I'm going to get what every 2 weeks? Oh, give me that. But then there comes a time where that money
is not enough. Or it doesn't cover your new way of living, right?
You know.
Yes.
You know.
Exactly. But, to Chef's point, we all would want to get paid more, but that's not always what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
And again, the question would be, how much does your employer need to know and how much control should your employer have?
I feel like
Text us 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
I feel like I'm a company man talking right now.
Yeah, y'all been brainwashed by business owners.
Because I feel like I am pro-company right now. But the thing is sure, I think what I'm saying is pro-company. But when you just really have a 10,000-foot view on this topic right here, a lot of times, yes, it's true, employers, they care about themselves and everything, but sometimes we employees, we can take advantage of the system too.
Oh, yeah, but generally, I would say
it's employers.
More often than not, I mean, how many times do we talk about wage theft?
A lot.
I mean, that's a topic that is very hot on this show.
We're the only one
anyway.
on this show. They talk, yeah.
Exactly. Well, let's talk about the United Farm Workers Union, because along with more farm workers from Washington, that union is taking the Trump administration to court over a new federal rule that they say is going to drive wages down for the people who harvest our food. So this lawsuit was filed in federal court in California, and the heart of the complaint is this. The Labor Department has now rewritten the pay formula for farms that use the H-2A guest worker program, and that change makes it cheaper for growers to hire foreign workers by cutting their required wages by as much as $5 to $7 an hour. Farm worker advocates say that doesn't just affect the workers who are coming in on those visas, it immediately drags down pay for U.S. citizens doing the same jobs, often on the same job sites. And the union president says this rule gives employers a financial incentive to replace local workers with the lower paid guest workers, calling this a race to the bottom at the expense of rural communities. But the administration is arguing that this rule is going to save farm owners about $2.4 billion a year. The union's calling that an improper transfer of wealth away from some of the country's lowest paid laborers, and they point out this new rule was issued without the usual public comment period. So what do you think? A similar attempt to cut the H-2A wages was blocked in court in 2020.
Okay. I'll admit sometimes, Ursula, when you set up the news, sometimes my responses can be a little bit emotional. But this chicken right now, this chicken got me real
sleepy.
Got me sleepy. But I want to make sure that I'm understanding you the right way. So, Ursula, basically what you have just set up and told us is that right now the farm workers are suing the Trump administration over a threat about wages, because basically right now, the Trump administration wants to, I want to make sure I got this right, they want to prioritize foreign workers, right? They want to prioritize them. Then why did they make this big deal about mass deportation? Hasn't mass deportation that has been going on, commercials talking about it all day, every day, isn't this having an impact, Ursula, on our farmers?
Yes. I mean, we talked about just a few weeks ago, 60 Minutes did a whole piece on U.S. farmers right now who are really struggling. Farmer suicide rates are up in this country. And what's happening here is that, making the H-2A guest workers paid even less than these very low wages that they're making. I mean, it's wholly unfair. It's pitting laborers against each other, and these are folks who are already making not that much money, and now trying to take advantage of them.
Wait, you said it, Ursula. Did you just say pitting laborers against each other?
Yes.
Wouldn't that apply to everything that is happening in this country, where the working class right now are having things that you want to argue about on a daily basis?
Yes.
Meanwhile, we look at Mar-a-Lago and we look at the White House and we look at all of the big CEOs in tech.
But the rich are getting richer, but the people middle income and below are pitted against each other.
But they say, gee, Ursula, you guys always want to demonize the millionaires. But it's just weird how this is happening right now, because it's like somebody burning your house down and then saying, hey, I'm going to help you build it. Hey, my boy, don't burn my house down.
Yeah.
It was good in the first place.
So in essence, what they're saying is, let's make food cheaper for everybody by making people poorer. And that's a lazy fix. That's not a good fix. We need to do more to subsidize and help out the small farmers.
Yes.
So they can afford fair wages.
Yes.
Yeah, keep the pay consistent between those on those visas. There are a lot of people who don't want to do those jobs.
So why did we mess with the farmers in the first place?
It's interesting.
Go ahead, Gee. Answer your own question.
Hey, I'm just, I'm trying not to be emotional. I love that you are very calm about it. Again, why did we mess with the farmers in the first place? I love farmers. I love Nebraska. I love everything that's going on. Why? What happened? Can't we all just get along? Farmers, let's make farmers great again, too.
Thank you.
Gee, correct or not, that probably the number 2 or 3 reason that people who support mass deportation write in on the text line as to why they support it is, we can't have these foreign workers coming here and undercutting American workers. Now, ain't that what they doing right now? So they're Make it make sense.
Come here the right way?
Yeah. Hey, I was going to squeeze in a story about JSN and the Seahawks game, but if I could see past this blinding light, I would see that it's almost 9:23. So I think I'm out of time.
Do people really want to hear what I have to say about JSN? He's the best in the world.
I mean, just real quick, because we'll bring it up later.
Yeah.
But put it into perspective.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already beaten DK Metcalf's record, right?
He's the greatest wide receiver in Seahawk history.
Why?
Because he was born to play the game of wide receiver. He doesn't know how to do anything else but be a wide receiver. The dude, his work ethic is intense. Ursula, he's like you when it comes to news. The only difference is he doesn't shut off. He literally does this all day, every day. Most people have a day off, and on my day off, I'm going to watch Netflix. Not him.
Yeah.
That dude has a day off. He goes on his morning walk, and I can't wait till people find out about this dude's routine. The dude is a machine. He is Ivan Drago, Rocky IV, greatest movie of all time. In Rocky IV, you see him, he's constantly training and all that kind of stuff.
How lucky are we to have him here?
Who?
How long do we have him here?
Well, I'm sure they're going to make that right at the end of the season. But wait a minute. My man just surpassed 1,300 yards. He is no receiver has had more receiving yards than him in a season, and he did it in 11 games, Ursula. In 11 games. Best in the world. All right.
Nice. And the Seahawks won, by the way.
All right. By the way, that discussion about the farmers, Ursula, you really helped me out. Somebody said, catch G up. Yeah, you know what? I don't know. I need to better understand. I thought we loved the farmers. Hey, coming up next at 9:30, record travel numbers. Oh, say what? What's better, traveling for the holidays or hosting for the holidays? We'll do that next. Gee Ursula.
The John Curley Show.
Katie Wilson is putting her team, her powerhouse transition team together.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
Put everything in place and solve all the big problems that everybody expects to have solved when it comes to government. When I asked her if she's okay with being, the West Coast Mondani, she seemed to have no problem with it. And of course, Mondani, the new mayor of New York, has said that, well, there's no problem too small that the government can't solve, and the government cares so much. The government's going to care so much, and the government's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
Mitch here at Leathers, Washington's most exciting home furnishings resource. Leathers' tariff-free sale is going on now. Hundreds of pieces of gorgeous furniture will be sold at pre-tariff and below prices. Save hundreds to thousands of dollars. Over $1 million of inventory. In stock and ready for the holidays. 40 to 70% off on bedroom, living room, dining room, wood, fabric, and leather. These crazy tariffs are not going away, but these almost liquidation prices are. So don't putz around. Hurry into Leathers' tariff-free sale in Issaquah now.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on mynorthwest.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the road you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
The markets and the economy will change, but you should always know what you can rely on from your financial advisor. I'm John Ramsire with Baird Private Wealth Management in Seattle. With deep planning and investment expertise, Baird's financial advisors have guided individuals and families through changing markets for more than 100 years. And in all that time, our guiding principle has never changed. Our clients come first, always. Discover the Baird difference at rwbaird.com/Seattle.
Cars for Kids reminds you time is running out to donate your car for 2025. Call 877-CARS4KIDS now to secure your 2025 tax deduction and vacation voucher. That's Cars with a K.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, the new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. A warning if you're traveling through SeaTac Airport this busy Thanksgiving holiday. KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman reports that because the Olympic pipeline has been shut down for leak repairs, airlines are implementing contingency plans to ensure planes stay fueled.
Which, of course, has impacted some travelers.
Just to take a stop in Alaska because of the fuel line thing. Just be on a flight for like an extra 6 hours or something.
For Alaska Airlines, a spokesperson told us they did have 10 flights out of SEA at fuel stops along their routes. And because of no timeline on when the pipeline will be fixed, airlines like Delta have issued travel waivers for those on long international flights due to some of those flights being rescheduled.
It's unclear what caused the Olympic pipeline to leak. More than 300,000 passengers are expected to catch a Washington State ferry over the holiday, with 60 to 70,000 on Thanksgiving Day alone. The ferry service's Dana War says they are running at full capacity for the first time in many years.
We've also got more sailings. We'll increase our sailings by about 10%. Routes that weren't in service or fully in service last year are fully in service this year.
The ferry system is on pace for 20 million passengers this year. It hasn't seen that many in 1 year since before the pandemic. If you're driving, toll lanes on State Route 167 and I-405 will be free and open to all drivers on Thanksgiving Day. The cost of your Thanksgiving meal is up. CBS's Jim Krasula explains.
Turkey production in the U.S. has hit a 40-year low this year because of bird flu and other diseases. Wholesale turkey prices are up more than 40%. The price of fixings for your Thanksgiving feast are up by more than 30%, in part because of tariffs.
Despite a nationwide recall, the FDA says it's getting reports that baby formula linked to 31 cases of infant botulism is still on store shelves. Maddie Westcott told KIRO 7 TV her daughter was one of the babies who became ill.
You see recalls all the time and you kind of just brush them off because it's never happened to you, and then it does, and it doesn't feel real.
The recalled infant formula is called By Heart Whole Nutrition and includes all unexpired lots of cans and single-serve anywhere pack sticks. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 210 points, NASDAQ ahead 535. KIRO News Radio traffic, a disabled vehicle is partially blocking a ramp on I-5 southbound at Mercer Street. Remember in Pacific where there are lane restrictions on 167 due to bridge repair. Travel times looking pretty great right now. Everett to Seattle 22 minutes, Federal Way to Seattle 31, Renton to Bellevue 20, and your lake bridges are nearly clear. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Scattered showers today with highs in the upper 40s. It's 42 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. Gee is still out there eating, but he says he's not going to eat for the rest of the day.
I'm done. Somebody, Angela Poe Russell, Texas, has said, G's already wound up again. Well,
yeah.
Listen, I be minding my own business. And then Ursula. I mean, these top stories you be doing. I mean, they're
top stories.
What am I supposed to do?
And in fact, I didn't even get to all the top stories, so we're going to bring up some of the other ones that I didn't get into coming up in the 10 o'clock hour. We got a lot of news heading into Thanksgiving weekend. But speaking of Thanksgiving, a lot of people are going to be on the roads.
Yes, they are.
82 million people. Could be one of the busiest travel weekends ever for Thanksgiving. SeaTac Airport expecting 900,000 passengers through December 1st. There are more than 300,000 people who are planning to take a ferry to go to their holiday meal. And let's just say it's going to be very, very, very busy. Good news, 405 And SR 167, those express toll lanes are going to be free and open to all drivers on Thanksgiving Day.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of good news there. But you asked the question, and some people are answering already. Text us, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
Yeah.
Would you rather be traveling for Thanksgiving, or would you rather be hosting the Thanksgiving meal?
Traveling.
Hosting.
Well, okay. So the thing is about the hosting is, so some would say, by the way, Ursula, on Thursday, what time's dinner start?
4.
Okay, 4 o'clock. So there's going to be people.
Well, people are invited at 4. It's probably we're going to eat around 5.
Okay. When did you start preparing for that day?
When Mark ordered from Met Market.
And when was that?
A couple of weeks ago. Okay. He's very smart.
So you have been planning for the last 2 weeks. How much you getting paid?
0.
Okay.
I should say, how much is Mark getting paid? Now, on Thanksgiving Day, we love it, but you're talking about
all the preparation,
exactly.
the planning.
So they make it real easy. And the reason we've done it from scratch before when we used to have much bigger celebrations. When my parents were alive, when my in-laws were alive, when all the cousins would all come together.
Right.
We're in that phase between the cousins haven't had the grandkids yet. So with the exception of one. So we're still not back to having mass numbers because I have a big family.
Yeah.
And when we get back to that, I think it's going to be different. Or when my kids have kids, that kind of thing. So right now, it's as small as it's ever been.
So is it easy, Ursula? Tell us that.
It's very easy.
Hosting is easy?
Yes, because again, we've got a smaller group.
How many? How many?
8, 9. We might add one more.
That's not that dang small. 8, 9?
Yeah. So you like to go?
Oh no, I just started. I'm out. Me and Lillian, we about to be up out of here. Matter of fact, if y'all don't hear it in my voice, today is my Friday.
I hear it in your voice.
We are out. Yes. We're in suitcases.
Yes.
We are the they're always.
So you're not going to go to anyone's house. You're going to do something on your own.
Oh no, we're gonna be. When you guys watch the Thanksgiving,
that's right.
Detroit Lions, Green Bay Packers,
you're going to be at the game.
We'll be there.
Yeah.
And then
did you do that intentionally because you wanted to make sure that you weren't either hosting or going to some place?
We wanted to do something different. Yeah. Friday night we'll be at a concert.
Nice.
We're going to live our best life. This is a very selfish Thanksgiving.
As you know what? At this point, at this juncture of your life, it's time to be selfish.
Well, Ursula, on Thursday, you got to worry about, hey, did you like that? Oh, does it like that? Okay, the bathroom's here. Oh, everything's here. I ain't worried about nobody. I'm out of here worried about myself. I don't care if you don't like the food.
Well, if they don't like the food, I can blame somebody else, right? Because I didn't make it, so I don't take it personally.
Yeah.
However, we are going to have some sides that are personally made, so that's cool, and we're going to have some great desserts. But mostly, I love being able to host at my home. Now, prior to when we had our home remodeled, and we used to have a very tiny galley kitchen, and everyone would cramp into our tiny kitchen, I hated hosting.
Yeah.
But right now, it's a whole lot better. Question for you, though. How much do you think Thanksgiving dinner should cost?
Well, I mean, Chef did said it earlier.
Yeah.
A lot of these folks lying. A lot of these businesses are lying, Ursula.
I am shocked at the number because the Seattle Times reports that Seattle has among the most expensive meals in the country. And then they said $76. And I'm like, is that $76 per person? And no,
right.
that's $76 for the whole meal. So, like, how many is that supposed to be? The Washington average is about $73, and in Spokane, apparently, that came in under $70. But so I asked Mark because, again, he ordered from Met Market.
Yeah, of course, Mark did the order.
Yes, and he said I thought it was over $200.
What did he say?
This is tip for 8 to 10 people theoretically. So we're gonna have 8.
Yeah,
we're gonna add sides though. We're gonna add to it. He said it was about $150. I'm like, that's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Wait a minute. Time out.
That's like $20.
Wait, 150 is about to feed 8 to 10? You know what? You about to have one of them starving Thanksgivings.
No,
you
we
about
did
to have one
year.
of those feel bad about going to get a second plate Thanksgiving. What the heck is going on?
I told you we're going to supplement. No one will come to our house hungry. If anything, you're just going to come home with a lot of dessert.
I don't want to fill up on chips, though, Ursula. Can we get some food?
I'm not that person.
Now, okay, if you're Okay, the Gee and Ursula Show listeners,
Yes.
do me a favor. If you are hosting this year, please send us a roundabout what you're about to spend. If you're hosting, 888-973-5476. I'd argue the average cost that comes in is at least, I'd say median price is about $350, $375.
Stacy in Gig Harbor just said, I've already bought all my groceries. It was $343, and that does not include my 3 turkey breasts that I still need to pick up.
Come on.
They're being
brined
and rubbed at the grocery. She'll be having 14 people for dinner.
I'd argue in the Seattle area, the Puget Sound, I'd say you spend, if you're hosting, at least about $400-$500.
But wait. She said 14 people. So again, we're talking about, I said 8 people for about 150. She's got 14 for 343. Well, see, Stacy, thank you, because you just helped me do my math. Thank goodness I'm not starting from scratch, because it still would be expensive.
Oh, my gosh. I think we have like 26, 27 people coming. It might get up to 30. I started on Friday buying turkey. I can't get away without spending less than $300. And that doesn't include all the stuff that my parents do and all the stuff that people bring. And let's be honest, if there's anybody in your family who enjoys a glass of wine or two, go ahead and do that math.
Okay, no,
this whole like $40
I did a really good math. I did a really good thing. You guys know I don't drink, right? I don't drink alcohol.
No.
But
And that's not counting the drink.
No, but when Rite Aid was going out of business, and they were like marking down their alcohol, my house is stocked.
Cody and Graham says 230, and we haven't gotten everything yet, and that's 7 to 8 people. 425 says Costco dinner for 12, $239. Sarah, the wiener dog wrangler from Maple Valley says 300. Wow. Sarah says $300 for 8 people. 360 says no one is telling the truth. I'm hosting 16 people, $700. That's about right.
Can I go to your house? Because I bet you have some really good stuff.
Before we leave this topic, can we tell the truth? Yeah. Have you ever been to somebody's Thanksgiving and there was barely enough food?
It's not going to happen.
The food's not very good. There's always enough.
Amy in Redmond texted in, have you checked Mark's order?
I'm
about to today.
Ursula, I'm going to tell you something. Hey, Nick, 150
I was just going to say $150. I'd be a little worried right now.
You can't even go to McDonald's for $150.
I told him, I said, you need to check. I thought I saw, remember earlier that I told you 240?
Yeah.
I don't think he's remembering right.
That sounds like a tofu turkey or something.
Stacy in Leavenworth says $500, no alcohol included, 15 people. Ursula, I ain't gonna lie.
Now I'm getting worried. I'm gonna go back on that.
Ursula and Long Live Mark about to have a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving.
I'm gonna have to double check. I am double checking that order.
We need to talk about why U.S. Oh Lord. Oh boy.
This is a story I didn't even want to get into.
Like calling audible, Gee.
This is a story I asked Gee, are you sure you want to do this story at 9:47? We'll debate it.
Gee Ursula.
Tease it.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
When I think about retirement, I don't think about charts or spreadsheets. I think about beautiful moments, more time with the people that I love, more travel with my husband, more space in the day to breathe and reflect and finally enjoy the life that we have been building all these years. But getting to that point takes a whole lot more than hope. It takes a real plan, one that gives you peace of mind. And that is why Mark and I met with Marty at Trajan Wealth. I'll tell you, it wasn't just about numbers. She listened to us. She asked about our family, our dreams, and she raised a lot of questions that we hadn't considered. And we ended up feeling a whole lot more confident about our retirement. And that's what I love about Trajan Wealth. Real guidance, real care, and a plan that reflects who you are. So if you are ready for that same sense of clarity and a retirement plan that'll actually fit your life, reach out to Trajan Wealth today, spelled Trajan. Call them at 206-466-3300. Again, that's 206-466-3300, or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
It's clogged again.
Your drain?
Just had it cleared.
You didn't call Apollo Plumbing.
How can you tell?
Because your drain's clogged again.
So frustrating.
We can clear that drain.
That's what the last guy said.
We'll clear it, guaranteed.
He said that too.
Apollo Plumbing will clear your drain, or it's free.
Wait, what?
Apollo Plumbing clears your drain.
Or it's free?
Yep.
What's the catch?
No catch.
Fine print?
Apollo Plumbing clears your main drain for $83.
83, or it's free?
And we'll even give you a camera inspection.
Because?
It's the best way to find what's causing your clog.
But that's extra.
Nope. Included.
No extra charge?
Not 1 cent.
83, or it's free.
All it takes is an accessible outside cleanout.
And an Apollo plumber.
No clog is safe from Apollo Plumbing.
And just like that, my main drain is...
Draining again.
How can you...
Apollo plumbers are that good.
83, or it's free.
You call, we come.
My drain's draining again.
Guaranteed.
83, or it's free.
As it should be.
Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Progressive has great customer service, and it's easy to reach us because great and easy is the way to be. Like salads. Great for you, and so easy you can put any group of veggies in a bowl and it's a salad. A full carrot with a head of cabbage? Weird, but still a salad. 1 radish and a couple of green beans? Also a salad. 14 blueberries, half an onion, and a sunchoke? Odd, yes, but an odd salad. So contact Progressive's customer service by phone, app, or online. It's great and easy, just like salad. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-1728. That's 800-275-1728.
A 15-year-old girl who chewed through a rope to escape a serial killer.
I used my front teeth to saw on the rope in my mouth.
The killer prowled the Pacific Northwest in the early 70s. He's been convicted of murdering 2 young women, but suspected of many more.
Maybe there's another one in that area.
Follow and binge all episodes of Stolen Voices of Dole Valley, available now wherever you listen.
Come on, Nick. That's what I'm talking about. It's the holidays. Hey, as Ursula would do us sometimes, we've been having too much fun. So we got to make sure we cover some news. And then after that, we'll get back to it because there's some news that needs to be covered. And also, Ursula is checking. She's checking receipts.
I'm checking receipts, literally, because I'm like, Mark, I don't think you have the number right. No way. Because now I'm worried that people are going to have one little dry piece of turkey meat.
Just wait until you call them up and they're like, sorry, no more add-ons, too late.
Okay. Make sure it's for 8, not 4.
Yeah. Okay. Here's some news that we have to talk about. I'll tell you, I don't want to talk about this, but it's important. The craziest story probably that most me, you, or at least I've heard happened this past week. It happened in 2025 and not 1492. Federal prosecutors say 2 men from Texas, 20 and 21 years old. That means that during the pandemics, these dudes was 15 and 16 years old. They were plotting a violent takeover of the largest island off of Haiti. According to the Justice Department, they wanted to kill the men on the island and use the women and children as sex slaves. That's what prosecutors say. That's their words. Investigators say these 2 started planning the attack back in 2024. One of them even joined the U.S. Air Force to pick up tactical skills. They were learning Haitian Creole, taking sailing lessons. One reportedly traveled all the way to Thailand, trying to recruit people for an armed invasion. The DOJ says they weren't looking for hardened fighters. They allegedly planned to recruit unhoused people from Washington, D.C., promising them a role in this so-called operation. On top of that, both men are facing child pornography charges, which alone could bring 15 to 30 years in federal prison. But the bigger federal charge is conspiracy to murder, maim, or kidnap in a foreign country, which carries a potential life sentence. These arrests involve the FBI, the Air Force, the local police, which tells you seriously how much authorities are taking this to be so serious. Now, Ursula, the reason why this is so important to talk about is because of this. I look on my Facebook, I look on X, I look on all social media. I hear about Shedeur Sanders. I hear about Jameis Winston. I hear about Jackson Smith and Jigba. I hear about with the football that was played. Nobody is talking about this. But I wonder if they would talk about it if these were 2 Muslim men or 2 fill-in-the-blank men that were getting ready to go do something heinous like this, or an undocumented immigrant. Would this be a big story? The fact that this isn't a big story baffles me. The fact that 2 men, 20 and 21 years old, from the United States was trying to go do their best Christopher Columbus interpretation is crazy to me. It's outlandish. So that's why we definitely had to talk about this news.
It's a horrific story. And if this proves to be true, first of all, you pointed out that these 2 were in their teens during the pandemic. They're 20 and 21 years old. They are going to all these great lengths. I mean, who the heck thinks of taking over an island? And I mean, just the details are just so awful. Using the women and children as sex slaves. I mean, what such severe perversion. And one of the reasons why I was telling you, like, do we really want to talk about this? Is it's like, what do you say about 2 people who are accused of the most horrific things? And these are people who, like, where do they get this idea? Seriously, I mean, 20 and 21 years old, those are 2 men who are younger than my children. Like, where does this idea come from?
I'm glad you asked that. It's embedded here in America. This idea, this thought, these are things to this day, Ursula. There are still people that celebrate Christopher Columbus. Where does it come from? It comes from us not addressing what has happened here. You know, the reason why, Ursula, I brought up, so some might say, well, what was the purpose of Gee bringing up how old they were during the pandemic? I was trying to add context so people get a visual of the pandemic, and they were 15 and 16. When I was younger, in the late 80s, early 90s, you know what I used to say? I used to say, I can't wait because the racism will start going away. Because I used to think that only racism resided within older people. Years ago, I used to think that. So now here we are today, and you're probably thinking again, how does someone this young have these type of thoughts?
Well, I don't care how young they are, 20 and 21 years old, if they are convicted on that larger charge, which is conspiracy to murder, maim, or kidnap in a foreign country, it carries a potential life sentence. Go for it.
One last thing, Ursula, my friend. The next time we talk about the manosphere, the next time we start talking about all of these male influencers that are going around the country promoting whatever they promote, maybe you might wonder where it comes from. All right, Ursula, you got to check that ticket, see what's happening on that Thanksgiving. But coming up next, Mamdani versus Donald Trump.
Millions of Americans use credit cards to purchase goods every day. The Durbin-Marshall credit card mandates put the secure transactions you rely on at risk, leaving you vulnerable to hackers and foreign cybercriminals that want your data. Hackers win. You lose. Guard your card before it's too late. Tell Congress your data security is not for sale and oppose the Durbin-Marshall credit card mandates.
Paid for by Electronic Payments Coalition.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Reutin, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Just how good is Pure Talk's current deal for unlimited wireless? Well, you might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Because right now, for just $29.95 a month, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This is Pure Talk's top-tier plan. It comes with a crazy fast 5G network along with a 30-gig hotspot. And at just $29.95 a month, there has never been a better opportunity to lock in a ridiculously low rate for as long as you live. And save thousands and thousands of dollars along the way. This plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you will save over 50% every single month for the rest of your life. See what I mean? It really is the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer ends 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
Your new home is ready now. D.R. Horton, America's builder, has new construction communities across Puget Sound and Central Washington, with more coming. Find your new home at drhorton.com. America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Eggland's Best.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Breaking news. The indictments against former FBI Director James Comey and U.S. Attorney General Letitia James have been dismissed. U.S. District Judge Cameron Curry has ruled that U.S. Attorney Lindsay Halligan's appointment as interim U.S. Attorney was unlawful and violated the Appointments Clause in the Constitution. The Pentagon says it's investigating Democratic Senator Mark Kelly, a retired Navy pilot and former astronaut, for possible breaches of military law after last week's video urging troops to defy illegal orders. The Arizona senator has told CBS's Face the Nation,
"All we said is we reiterated what basically is the rule of law, that members of the military cannot follow illegal orders."
In its statement on social media, the Pentagon suggested that Kelly's statements in the video interfered with the loyalty, morale, or good order and discipline of the armed forces by citing the federal law that prohibits such actions. President Trump says he will visit Beijing in April and host China's President Xi for a state visit later next year. As the U.S. appears to be ready to ramp up the pressure campaign on Venezuela, a new CBS poll finds that most Americans, 70%, would oppose U.S. military action in Venezuela. More from CBS's Charlie D'Agata.
You've got 9 or 10 destroyers that are out in the Gulf right now, which is unheard of. As many as 200 Tomahawk cruise missiles. The Gerald R. Ford, the most advanced aircraft carrier in the world, with 4 squadrons of F-18 fighter jets. The American people want to know what's going on. How much of a threat does Venezuela pose to the United States?
Portland Trail Blazers coach and Basketball Hall of Famer Chauncey Billups pleads not guilty to charges he profited from rigged poker games involving several mafia figures and at least one other former NBA player. CBS's Scott McFarlane.
He's accused of being the public face, the draw to an illegal poker operation, the one who would convince gamblers to sit down to get fleeced by the rest of the conspiracy. They called him the face card. He's pleaded not guilty. It was in arraignment today. He entered his not guilty plea and will push forward in his own defense.
Consumers are expected to spend more than $1 trillion this holiday shopping season. For the first time, CBS's Jolene Kent spoke with the CEO of Gap.
This Thanksgiving week, some retailers are bracing for a different kind of holiday shopping season. Consumer sentiment, the way people feel about their jobs, finances, and the economy dropped to near historic lows this month.
You have to be interesting to create interest.
But Richard Dixon, the CEO of Gap Inc., the parent company of Gap, Banana Republic, Old Navy, and Athleta, says he feels good about the road ahead.
This is CBS News.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best eggs. They're just so delicious, with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best.
An update on the grizzly bear attack in British Columbia, but first, KIRO News Radio traffic. In Bothell, it looks like there's a crash on Bothell Way Northeast. You're backed up from the pop-up dog park to Primrose School, and watch out for road crews on State Route 104 near Northeast 2nd Street. Travel times looking pretty sweet. Everett to Seattle, 22 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 31. Renton to Bellevue, 20, and your lake bridges are nearly clear. Traffic brought to you by Seattle Sports. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. Authorities now think it was a mother grizzly bear with 2 cubs, which attacked about 20 students and teachers in Belcoola, British Columbia last week. 3 students and a teacher were hospitalized. Sergeant Jeff Tyre tells CBC News that conservation officers are searching for those bears.
Speaking from experience, this is probably the most dangerous thing that conservation officers do, especially dealing with family units with sows.
Officers have added cameras in the area of the trail where the group was attacked during a field trip. Kent police are investigating after one person was shot dead at the Lincoln Park and Ride last night. A car was seen speeding away. Officers say the victim suffered multiple wounds and died at the scene. Police are searching for the gunman who injured one person in White Center yesterday afternoon. It happened near Southwest Roxbury and 15th Avenue Southwest. That victim is expected to survive. State troopers have arrested a man reported to be in distress on the State Route 509 overpass in Tacoma Saturday night. What happened next is what got him into trouble.
The State Patrol says shortly after, he hurled a brick at a Mazda CX-5 traveling at freeway speed. Trooper Cameron Watts says the brick hit a passenger in the head.
You don't expect when you're rolling on a highway 60 miles an hour, then a brick hits your windshield and really injures one of your passengers or you. And it's just an unexpected thing. They were really shaken up.
Medics transported the man with serious injuries to Harborview. Tom Brock, KIRO News Radio.
A heads up if you're traveling through SeaTac Airport. With the Olympic pipeline shut down for leak repair, airlines at SeaTac Airport are implementing contingency plans to make sure planes stay fueled. Airlines are adding refueling stops at other airports and trucking more fuel to SeaTac. The University of Washington's women's soccer team has made it to the Elite Eight. KIRO 7 TV's Eric Thomas reports.
And a big moment. Scores! Washington wins!
Unbelievable. This run continues. The Dogs now into the Elite Eight. With that, the University of Washington women's soccer team taking down number 1 seed Virginia. This is only the 3rd time in program history, though, the Huskies have advanced this far into the NCAA tournament. They'll face off against 2 seed Duke on Friday, 3 p.m. our time from Durham, North Carolina.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Scattered showers with highs in the upper 40s. It's 44 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Monday, November 24th, and happy Thanksgiving. That's right. Happy Thanksgiving, and even our good friend Ursula has spent the entire break making sure that this Thursday is going to be a lot, and this is going to be Ursula singing as people come over.
Tomatoes, lamb,
Our conversation at 9:30. If you missed it, go back on our podcast later after it becomes available, the podcast. But you have now made me feel insecure about Thursday to the point where I'm asking my husband, you need to go check again. Because I want to make sure we didn't just buy a meal for 4, because it says now I did find Met Market's pricing, and it said it was more like $240.
Okay.
For 8 to 10.
That's getting closer.
Which gets closer. But again, I'm not only relying on just what they're giving. We have to supplement it. But
that's what I'm saying.
Exactly. And now I'm just worried that, especially since we told our oldest son that he could bring a friend who didn't have a place to go. So if we just keep adding more people, I need to keep adding more food. The last thing I want is anyone to come to our Thanksgiving meal and say, they look at everything and go, I guess I'm just having one plate.
No. You can't have people sitting around having one plate. Because Ursula, truth be told,
yes,
8 to 10 people going to McDonald's is more than $150.
I know. I think Mark was looking at our drink bill because we also got Martinelli's and some other drinks and all that. I don't think he was looking at the meal because there's no way.
There's no way.
There is no way. Text us, though, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
Yeah.
If you're hosting, what has your bill looked like? I mean, or what are you estimating you're going to, not that it matters. Because, it does matter for a lot of people. Yes, of course. But I'm just saying.
Walmart commercials are lying. You can feed a family of 10 for $34. No, you can't.
I know.
That's a lie.
That's true. But there are some people. There was one person who said, you know what? It is the cheapest meal of the year. And they're saying, I think that it looked like their average was like $10 per person. So good for you if you're able to make that happen. But I'm just skeptical now. But again, the other thing that you asked at the beginning of the show is.
What's better? Yes. What's better? Dinner for breakfast or breakfast for dinner? Ursula can't even deny it. Ursula is a for sure dinner for breakfast.
For sure. I like savory over sweet. I can't start with something sweet in the morning.
Yeah.
And honestly, I can't end with something sweet.
Most people will say, I went through the newsroom, Ursula, everybody, I'll be breakfast for dinner. No, you don't. Dinner
when was the last time you did that? Breakfast for dinner.
I've probably done it 2 times this year.
Yeah. Oh,
you know,
okay.
I mean, what I'm saying is most people, enjoy dinner for breakfast.
Yeah. Like how many times do you have pizza in the morning?
Or your warmed up Thai food.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, maybe I'm just weird. Okay, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
What's new at 10?
After our show on Friday, we saw what could be one of the most bizarre things in the White House we've seen in a long time. This was the scene where New York Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani met with President Trump in the Oval Office. And there were a couple of things that really stood out. One, that for me, President Trump was sitting down and Mamdani was standing up next to him. And it looked like after their meeting, they were the best of pals. Mm-hmm. Considering what they had said about each other during the campaign.
Yeah.
It was such a strange dynamic. It was strange that Trump, was really giving Mamdani so much credit, saying that, he absolutely feels comfortable about living in New York with him there as the mayor. He also said that ultimately they have a lot of things that they have in common, that they're both basically preoccupied with the welfare of New Yorkers, when at least Mamdani kept mentioning that. Mm-hmm. But it was a very different scene compared to how they have talked about each other.
They said from the White House that a communist was coming to the White House to visit.
Right.
They said that about Mamdani.
Well, and then during the exchange with all the reporters there, President Trump gave permission for Mamdani to call him a fascist. Listen to this.
Affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist. Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes. Okay. It's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
Mr. President, I wanted to ask you...
And then there was another point where it was like, do you think of him as a despot? And then again, Trump was saying, it's okay. Don't worry about it. It was like almost like they were best friends. Mm-hmm. What happened?
While it's confusing to some, it's crystal clear to me. And it should be it should have people have a better understanding of Donald Trump. Let me start. Donald Trump isn't as racist as people think. Let me tell you why. Because he doesn't care. He doesn't care if you're black. He doesn't care if you're white. He don't care if you're Democrat. He don't care if you're Republican. Donald Trump has one thing and one thing only in mind. He wants to win. And what I mean by win, he wants to win by taking a lot of money. If you go through it, you can look it up for yourself. How much money has the Trump empire built in the last 10, 11 months? Mamdani, the reason why Donald Trump likes him, he's a winner. Trump likes to hang around people that he believes are winners. This is why he hung around with all of the best athletes years ago. This is why he hung around with Don King and all of the boxers in the 80s. Donald Trump does not care about people. He cares about how can I win and make money. So when you're seeing him, he says, it's okay. You can call me that. He doesn't care about that. It's okay, even though they called him a communist on the way there, but you guys see how he acts. Because the truth of the matter is a lot of people believe that Donald Trump cares about people that are financially struggling. He does not care. He doesn't care about Marjorie Taylor Greene. He doesn't. See, one of the things that those of us that aren't Donald Trump, the one thing that we are guilty of, we're guilty in having loyalty towards people. Like, hey, that's my friend, or that's my brother, or that's my sister, that's my family. Donald Trump doesn't operate that way. He will cut you off. He'll cut off his kids. He will cut off Marjorie Taylor Greene. He will cut off the Mike Pence, the vice president. He does not care.
I want to hear from you listening right now if you are a strong Trump supporter, or maybe you're on the fence now, but you voted for him and you're seeing what's happening right now. What do you make sense? How do you make sense of what happened and the change of tune when it came to Zohran Mamdani? Because I think you're onto something in terms of explaining it. Because, can you imagine it was just so weird. The president, why wasn't he standing? It was such a weird dynamic to have the New York mayor-elect standing up and then Trump sitting down and then him deferring to him.
Beaming up at him.
It was like Trump usually likes to come from a position of power.
Right.
And it was almost like he was deferential to Mamdani.
So he has talked so bad about Mamdani. And so
and vice versa, too.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
And then when the opportunity presented itself, Mamdani told everyone, yes, I am going to go and meet with Donald Trump. The way Mamdani handled it, he didn't say, oh, I don't want to go talk to that man. I don't want to be in the same room. No.
Well, they need each other.
He jumped on a flight and he says, I'm going to do what's best for New York. And I think Donald Trump looks at him and be like, hey, man, I kind of like you. You're a winner. You know what I mean? And Trump talks about that. He's called people losers. He's actually brought that up, where he does not like losers that he deems as losers.
Right. Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene is now, and that's the other thing that happened after the show. We were texting each other on Friday night. Marjorie Taylor Greene announcing that she is going to resign from Congress. She's not going to run again.
After 2 weeks.
Okay, well, explain that, because I know that's coming around a lot, too. That's being said a lot, that she's feeling the heat after basically criticizing him on the Jeffrey Epstein and the release of the tapes. I know a lot of people don't want to give her credit. I still think she is, crazy. But she did, at the risk of her own well-being, step forward and go against Trump and go against all those who are blocking the release of the Epstein files. And for that, I'm grateful.
You know what I told Chef this morning before you got in?
What's that?
I told Chef something this morning. I'm going to say it again. In this country, we leave room and we have sympathy. We have sympathy for those that has felt the wrath of Marjorie Taylor Greene. The racism, all the bad stuff, the way she attacked the young man down with the whole mass shooting down in Florida.
I'm not willing to give that up.
We have sympathy for people that have gone through that type of racism and stuff. But you want to know what else is interesting? In this country, we also have empathy for the racist. We also have empathy for the people that do these things. And it sounds like this. Hey, I know what Marjorie Taylor Greene did. I know that was bad. But hey, G, you got to give her credit. At least she's come around. She's been doing this for 5 years. She was worth $700,000 in 2021. Yeah. She is now worth $25 million. But hey, G,
how did that happen?
I want you to sit back and understand she's changed.
Yeah, I don't think that she's changed entirely. I just give her credit for standing up for the Epstein victims when not enough people. I give her credit. That doesn't mean it erases anything that she's done.
I want the same people, Ursula, out there, and I believe you give her credit. I want the same people to give Jasmine Crockett credit, give AOC credit, give the squad credit. Because for a long time, people demonized, and the squad, AirTag the squad, would get these death threats. So you mean to tell me, Marjorie Taylor Greene, you couldn't handle 2 weeks? You couldn't handle the sauce for 2 weeks.
She says she's getting death threats now.
I wonder if she knows what it's like. It's almost like Marjorie Taylor Greene found out what it's like to be black or brown for a couple weeks, huh? Yeah. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, huh, Marjorie Taylor Greene? So you out now. You quit. Because Jasmine Crockett deals with this all the time. They have to have security all the time, death threats all the time.
Yeah, and she says that Marjorie Taylor Greene says she's not trying to run for president. She doesn't have any other plans. But, as you pointed out, she's not going to need the money. She's done really well for herself while in Congress.
So
that congressional
I would
delegate salary.
Ursula, if you and I, not to say that we would, if we had Marjorie Taylor Greene right here, what would be the question we'd ask? This is what I would ask. Sure, I get the Epstein deal was, that might have been your line in the sand. Let's talk about all the other things that you vote on.
I want to know which one is the real Marjorie Taylor Greene. That would be the first question. Do you take back anything that you said prior to 2 weeks ago? Do you have any regrets for what you've done?
Probably not, because her retirement also vested a couple days before that announcement. So she can walk away with that $25 million and a nice fat congressional retirement package.
Mm-hmm.
Marjorie Taylor Greene reminds me of the one person, and you can move on, Ursula. This is my last hot take. Marjorie Taylor Greene believes in racial charity and not racial parity. Think about that for a second. Because sometimes they want to say, hey, here's a little bit. What they don't want to say is, hey, we're all equal on the same footing. No matter what, Marjorie Taylor Greene, I don't think that has changed, because deep inside of you, you feel that certain people are superior to others based on how they look, complexion of their skin, their religion, their sexuality. You pick and choose which one. So what else you got there, Chris?
Well, let's talk about what's happening at SeaTac Airport, because have you heard about this pipeline leak? It's a mystery. And it's a big fat problem. And the airport is bracing for possible jet fuel shortages as we come into one of the busiest stretches of traveling, right? So the Olympic pipeline, which is the line that supplies the airport, was shut down because of a leak east of Everett. And airlines say the operations are normal for now, but they're already bringing in extra fuel and adding trucking capacity. The leak was discovered earlier this month when crews found this oily sheen in a drainage ditch. And then 2 pipeline segments were shut down immediately. And BP says teams have been working around the clock to excavate and assess the damage. But Patrick DeHaan with Gas Buddy tells KIRO 7 TV this is a really bad situation.
Some of the larger Boeings take tens of thousands of gallons of jet fuel. It's not a pretty situation. This pipeline needs to be restored, as quickly as possible.
Now, Governor Ferguson has extended fuel truck hours to protect SeaTac's supply while these repairs continue. The regulators say there's no public safety risk at this point, but if the pipeline isn't restarted soon, travelers could actually really start to feel it.
Can I take your words you said this morning?
Yeah.
It's just too much.
It is. I just feel like SeaTac Airport cannot get a break.
That's too much.
Why don't we just go through warnings about what could happen or what people were feeling or potentially going to feel if air traffic controllers weren't. I mean, and then it's one thing after another.
And as soon as we get Coupon, what are you going to do?
All's good. He does a great job.
He does. By the way, just so you know, I really had nothing really to say about that, but I pulled to Ursula. It's just too much. It's just too much.
Okay, well, let's talk about because I want to talk a little bit more. The Seahawks got it done in Tennessee. It was, okay, let's just assess that win, because I thought there was going to be a blowout.
Yeah. You did a lot of babysitting when you were coming up.
I did.
And you ever notice or remember how the little brother or the little cousin was always annoying, just always kind of staying around? Like, would you stop?
Yes.
Quit doing that. That was the Tennessee Titans. They are no good. They are a terrible football team, but they just wouldn't go away.
Yeah, in that first quarter, I was like, wait, this wasn't supposed to be a close game.
And what happened was it was going to be over, but the special teams struck again, right? Their guy, DK, spelled D-I-K-E, DK for the Titans returned a punt. And when he returned that punt for a touchdown, it kind of changed the momentum a little bit. I was never concerned about the Seahawks winning that game because the Tennessee Titans aren't that good. However, there is a little concern. And the concern would be there were things that the Tennessee Titans did trying to execute that other teams could say, hey, we might use that.
Yeah, there's some soft spots.
They just didn't have the personnel.
Oh. Okay. But right now the Seahawks are what? What's their
8-3?
8-3, and how many games left?
They got 6 to play. They got the Vikings coming up this Sunday. That's right. And then, of course, you got the Rams will come back here later on. You got the Colts coming here. You got to go on the road to play against the Niners. All kinds of good stuff. It's just too much. Let's see. 1047 scenarios. Chef, you snuck this in?
Sure, why not?
Okay. You have to stick around for scenarios. Here's why. Because it's going to happen this Thanksgiving, and you need to be aware of it. You might be the person taking the picture. You might be the person asked to take the picture. But should you jump in a photo where you are just now the new girlfriend or boyfriend? Oh, we can talk about that. Coming up next at 10:30, private equity in youth sports. Say enough. Gee and Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM. Join KIRO News Radio and Treehouse for the 37th annual Holiday Magic, providing holiday gifts and year-round support for the more than 6,000 youth and young adults in foster care statewide. Over the past 36 years of Holiday Magic, we've delivered 182,000 gifts across our state. Join KIRO News Radio and Treehouse this year and share the joy of the holiday season. Text MAGIC to 888-973-5476 to learn more.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealership and has the state's largest selection. Get the 2025 Crosstrek at 1.9% financing for 72 months. And during the Share the Love event, Subaru donates $250 for every new Subaru purchase to one of 6 charities, including hometown favorite Paws. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or at cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 11/30/25.
Mitch here at Leathers, Washington's most exciting home furnishings resource. Leathers' tariff-free sale is going on now. Hundreds of pieces of gorgeous furniture will be sold at pre-tariff and below prices. Save hundreds to thousands of dollars. Over $1 million of inventory. In stock and ready for the holidays. 40 to 70% off on bedroom, living room, dining room, wood, fabric, and leather. These crazy tariffs are not going away, but these almost liquidation prices are. So don't putz around. Hurry into Leathers' tariff-free sale in Issaquah now.
When I asked Scott Lucky if his last name had anything to do with his success in the trucking industry, he laughed and said, "Well, Mike, I guess you could say I've always been lucky." But when I asked him how he and his family grew Lucky Distribution Services into the company it is today, he didn't talk about luck at all. "We work hard," he said. "We keep a close eye on the bottom line, and we treat our people the right way." In other words, Scott Lucky makes his own luck, which is precisely why he switched to Pure Talk Business. "Last month, I paid the big guys $740 for 12 lines," he told me. "This month, I paid Pure Talk $420 for the exact same service." Thousands of businesses all over the country are saving real money by switching to America's most dependable 5G network, and luck has nothing to do with it. Just dial pound 250 and say micro. That's pound 250 micro to switch to a wireless company that works as hard as you do. Pure Talk.
All right, here's a quick confession. The reason Nick, my wife, is going to Longevity Medical Clinic is because why?
I got sick of watching you sleep at night when I was awake.
Wait a minute. Wait. Here's what would happen. I'd be asleep because I've got my hormones balanced thanks to Longevity Medical Clinic. I'm asleep, and then Nick would go, "Are you asleep? Are you sleeping? That's not fair. I can't sleep." I'm like, "So you're going to wake me up?"
Yes, because I didn't want you to have more energy than I would the next day, and I was up all night.
So what did I say to you? I said, so go to the Longevity Medical Clinic. Do the same thing I did. Get your hormones balanced. You'll sleep better, right?
And I did.
Right. You don't have to wake me up anymore and go, "It's not fair that you're sleeping."
I know.
But didn't you see that it wasn't fair that you were waking me up?
Yes, because now you're the one taking the dogs out because I'm still asleep in the morning.
So we're both getting good night's sleep. We're both getting lots of energy, and we're happy.
You want me to tell you why? Because my hormones are now balanced.
Okay, I don't want to hear about your hormones right now. So be like Nick and get a free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
I'm Macy House with Bear Global
global investment banking. In today's markets, global financial capabilities aren't worth much without personal attention to your priorities. Baird Banking, Research, and Private Equity professionals are located across 3 continents, sharing more than investment expertise. As employee owners of our firm, we all have a personal stake in your success, here in the Pacific Northwest and around the world. Discover the Baird difference. Visit rwbaird.com/Seattle.
You've worked hard, saved diligently, and now retirement is on the horizon. But will your nest egg go the distance? With rising cost and uncertain markets, there's no time for oversimplified plans. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Don't settle for a partial plan. Get the real deal by requesting your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
With Progressive, you can reach customer service in the way that's easiest for you, by phone, app, or online. We know it would be great if we just magically appeared, but that's more of a genie thing, and we do insurance. But with us, you'd be like, well, it wasn't a genie, but it was great customer service, so that's nice. And sure, you probably would still like the whole 3 wishes thing, so if you meet a genie, you should definitely ask. But when you need us, contact Progressive by phone, app, or online. Just no genies. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Black Friday Comfort Sale is on now at Home Comfort Alliance. Save up to 75%. Plus, enjoy 18 months 0% financing OAC. Visit homecomfortalliance.com today.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. AAA is predicting a record number of travelers this Thanksgiving holiday, 82 million people. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey says many will be on the roadways.
AAA says I-5 North, Seattle to Bellingham will be the worst, most crowded route for drivers this week. Tina Werner with WashDOT tells KIRO 7 TV to help out, State Route 167 and the I-405 express toll lanes will be free and open to all drivers on Thanksgiving Day.
That's part of our overall effort to help keep people moving over the upcoming Thanksgiving holiday weekend.
Tolling will be in effect this weekend. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
A warning if you're traveling through SeaTac Airport over the holiday. With the Olympic pipeline shut down for leak repairs, airlines at SeaTac Airport are implementing contingency plans to ensure planes stay fueled. Patrick DeHam with Gas Buddy tells KIRO 7 TV.
If you're traveling overseas, that could be problematic because those jets, you know, some of the larger Boeings take tens of thousands of gallons of jet fuel.
Airlines are adding refueling stops at other airports and trucking more fuel to SeaTac. More than 300,000 people are expected to ride a Washington State ferry over the holiday.
That's more than we saw last year. We saw about 290,000 riders last year. And we expect Thanksgiving to be the busiest day with 60 to 70,000 riders just on that one day alone.
The ferry service's Dana War says there are 10% more sailings this Thanksgiving than last year now that the system is operating at full capacity. The system is on track for 20 million passengers this year. It hasn't seen that many since before the pandemic. The Pentagon has launched an investigation into former Navy pilot and astronaut Mark Kelly for taking part in a video that urged members of the military to refuse illegal orders. President Trump claims the video is seditious and punishable by death. Kelly told CBS's Face the Nation,
I didn't think he would step over that line, calling for the execution of members of Congress.
Kelly is a Democratic U.S. Senator. A federal judge has dismissed the criminal cases against former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James. The judge says the prosecutor who brought the charges at President Trump's urging was illegally appointed by the Justice Department. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 299 points, NASDAQ ahead 580. KIRO News Radio traffic. A crash is blocking the State Route 167 southbound ramp to Southwest 41st Street. And the crash has been cleared from Bothell Way Northeast. Your backup is gone. Travel times are looking sweet. Everett to Seattle, 25 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 23. Renton to Bellevue, 13. And your lake bridges are wide open. Traffic brought to you by the KIRO Radio Rundown. Text newsletter to 888-973-5476 and subscribe to the daily KIRO News Radio Rundown. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Scattered showers today with highs in the upper 40s. It's 44 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Monday to all of you, and mystery solved. Mystery solved.
What's up? What happened?
Because at the beginning of the show, we were talking about how much Thanksgiving dinner was going to cost. I reached out to my husband because he was the one who bought the dinner at Market, and he he said, well, he couldn't remember off the top of his head. I thought it was over $200. He was like, now let me go check. And he went and looked and said about $140. I'm thinking, that's really low. And now you got me all worried and worked up about my guests leaving, starving, and then having to go to McDonald's or
maybe not
Chinese
starving, but
food.
you go to Ursula's and you only have one plate.
Yeah, right? Exactly. And a skimpy one at that. So then he texts back and he says, oh, no, I made a mistake.
Okay.
It was actually $240 for 8 to 10 people.
Okay.
And we only have 8. He said, I was looking at the net grill bill that I paid. He was just looking on his phone. Now, if you recall, GU gave us a very generous gift card for my birthday, and the excess
was $140?
Was $140.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, so anyway.
Oh, wait, y'all went and got busy up in there. Woo. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. But in any case, I think if you're planning to come to my house for Thanksgiving, you're not going to leave starving. I think you're good.
It sounds like Long Live Mark had Doge go over the bill. You like that show?
Doge, which doesn't exist anymore. But we chose not to do that story today. Hey, let us talk about something else. And we want to talk about youth sports. Because what could go wrong when we talk about this topic?
What, youth sports or Doge? Which one is really?
Let's go with youth sports.
Okay.
Let's go with youth sports.
Okay.
Because there's a new investigation that shows just how far Wall Street is pushing youth sports, in particular hockey. And this is an expensive situation that we're talking about because now private equity firms have been buying up hockey rinks and leagues and training programs and get this, even the streaming rights to games. And you know what's happened now? So you know how when you are watching your kid in sports and you want to take all the video and then you post it like, oh my gosh, look at, this was a game, this is, Johnny's game and look how well he did, et cetera, et cetera. Well, parents are now being told that they cannot record their own kids' games, but you can pay $25 to $50 a month to watch that same game through a corporate streaming service.
Yes.
Like, what is happening? This is where we're at. So there's one company that the Wall Street Journal highlighted, Black Bear Sports Group. They're at the center of all this, and they are now the biggest owner of hockey rinks in the country, and they control several major youth leagues. At the rinks that they own, the parents are actually told that recording is banned as per company policy. And some have even been threatened with penalties, including penalties for their kids' teams. And one senator, Chris Murphy, has taken note, and he says he even experienced it firsthand. He was told one weekend that he live streamed his kid's hockey game. His team would be penalized and would lose a place in the standings. And you know how much a subscription is?
How much, Ursula?
It's $36 a month plus extra fees for top leagues. But you can get individual games for $15.
Even Nick back there just shook his head.
It's crazy.
Okay, Ursula. Listen. You know it's today my Friday. How you want me to talk about this? You want me to talk about
Keep it real. Keep it a buck.
Keep it a buck?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, you think this is the beginning of what we're going to see?
Oh, no. It's not the
much grander
beginning.
scale?
It's been happening. Youth sports is the same as what a lot of my daddy's friends in the 70s went to go do. A lot of my daddy's friends became pastors. So you said, you told me to talk freely. You told me to talk freely.
Okay.
A lot of them in the 60s and 70s went and they went to become pastors. Now, I'm not saying all pastors are bad, but I'm saying is there is money in that area.
Oh, you want to know how much?
Oh, come on.
I just looked it up. Thank you, AI. The U.S. youth sports industry generates about $40 billion each year in revenue.
Okay. So let me simplify it. And I've been telling you guys this. First of all, youth sports is so bad. There used to be a time that you can go and see a football game, a youth football game, and just go to the stands and watch your child play. And if you're listening right now, you all know today you have to pay a fee to go and watch those youth games. Sometimes when it's tournament time, you got to pay for parking. Or how about AAU basketball, select basketball? You have to pay a fee to go in these gymnasiums. Back in our day, when coaches, I had volunteer youth coaches. Today, you have youth coaches that get a stipend every single month. You have baseball.
See, that part doesn't bother me, though. Youth coaches getting a stipend, because who's going to do it?
It doesn't bother you? How much? How much is a stipend?
That might change the conversation, but a little something.
What's a little something?
I mean, I'm not saying if it's not their only job, if it's like a side thing, just enough
what if there's their only job? Husband and wife run the whole thing. It's their only job.
Oh,
you good?
Yeah. Okay. Of course.
How much? How much are you okay with them making?
Okay, I don't have a figure off the top of my head.
$200,000 a year? You okay?
That's a lot.
I know a professional high school baseball coach. What do you do for work? Oh, I coach baseball. Oh, what school at? Oh no, I don't coach at a school. It's for a private league.
Yeah.
Like what?
Well, and I think it'll be determined because a lot of parents are willing to pay big bucks for their kids to be part of that private league.
And who do you think gets to play?
Hey, if you're listening,
exactly.
If you're listening right now, and maybe you have loved ones, youth age, you guys tell me, how much does it cost to play baseball today? How much does it cost to play basketball today? Because I hate to do it, but a lot of us Gen X and boomers, guess how much it used to cost my parents for me to play football, Ursula? It was a $35 registration fee, and that was done.
Yes.
$35.
But
and
how
baseball,
much did you pay for Baby G to get where he's at? I mean, he had the talent for sure, but isn't there if right? I mean,
no, you're not getting it.
You want me to keep it a buck, don't you, Ursula?
Yes, I do.
Hey, Baby G.
Yeah.
I need you to be good because Daddy ain't got no money to pay. Because the kids that are real good and talented ain't paying.
That's right.
We get little Johnny and little Sarah. The rich kids,
the
we got
ones
to
that
get
think
them
that
on
they
the
have a
team.
chance and they don't.
And we make them pay. And then they come in and they buy the uniforms and they pay for the trips. Don't have me being honest on the show, Ursula.
No, I want you to be honest. Open up people's eyes, because how many of those kids are actually going to make it beyond high school?
$4,000 for volleyball stuff, and that's my partner told me that his daughter $4,000. Oh, and then an additional $400 for their uniform. Private equity in youth sports. We here, baby. It's here.
That makes me sad, actually.
The thing is, guys, it really does make Ursula sad, because when Ursula hears this news, she sometimes gets brokenhearted, and then she has to take a break because she's like, sometimes I'm tired of G telling me stuff that I used to think was this way, but it's actually that way.
Yeah, Eric and Shelton says, my son's travel baseball team is about $4,000. Football is $600 to $700.
Late stage capitalism, just perfect.
Somebody just texted me, listening to you talk about youth sports, don't even get me started. Basketball, $1,500, baseball, $3,000, and volleyball, $2,000. That doesn't include the hotel, travel, and interest fees to watch the sport.
There you go.
Scenarios next.
The The John Curley Show.
Katie Wilson is putting her team, her powerhouse transition team together.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
Put everything in place and solve all the big problems that everybody expects to have solved when it comes to government. When I asked her if she's okay with being, the West Coast Mondani, she seemed to have no problem with it. And of course, Mondani, the new mayor of New York, has said that, there's no problem too small that the government can't solve, and the government cares so much. The government's going to care so much, and the government's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
Hey there, Dawn Riding with Olympic Hot Tub. Black Friday Frenzy is here. Unwrap huge holiday savings on saltwater hot tubs, saunas, and swim spas, plus amazing prices on floor models. Selected hot tubs include the Freshwater IQ Salt System. Your tub now tests your water for you and adds water care products with a simple push of a button. Amazing! Savings end November 30th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Mid-year at Leathers, Washington's most exciting home furnishings resource. Leathers' tariff-free sale is going on now. Hundreds of pieces of gorgeous furniture will be sold at pre-tariff and below prices. Save hundreds to thousands of dollars. Over $1 million of inventory. In stock and ready for the holidays. 40 to 70% off on bedroom, living room, dining room, wood, fabric, and leather. These crazy tariffs are not going away, but these almost liquidation prices are. So don't putz around. Hurry into Leathers' tariff-free sale in Issaquah now.
Join KIRO Newsradio and Treehouse for the 37th Annual Holiday Magic, providing holiday gifts and year-round support for the more than 6,000 youth and young adults in foster care statewide. Over the past 36 years of Holiday Magic, we've delivered 182,000 gifts across our state. Join KIRO Newsradio and Treehouse this year and share the joy of the holiday season. Text MAGIC to 888-973-5476 to learn more.
I got to tell you something, Nick. I have really noticed a difference in your energy level since you started going to the Longevity Medical Clinic.
And you know why?
Why?
Because they actually balanced my hormone levels. And when they do that, the largest change I noticed was that now I could sleep.
And then not only get more sleep, to just get more energy, right?
Right. So that all of a sudden that resulted in me, I started running again and doing all these things that I felt so fatigued throughout the day that I couldn't do anymore.
Okay, so at this point, do you want to apologize to me? Because I was always saying to you, every time you say, I don't sleep, I don't feel well, I feel kind of off, I go, well, you need to get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. And you're always like, blah, 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 blah.
I know. But now it's turned into something fun that we get to go in together.
So I need to hear, you were right.
You were right.
You were right. I should have gone to Longevity Medical Clinic.
I should have.
There we go. Fine.
Yes.
You know the right thing to do. Get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. Take the free health analysis at lmclinic.com.
For the first time ever, Lake Washington Windows and Doors is offering 0% interest for 60 months and 15% off new windows and doors. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com.
Eric Butler here, General Manager at Kia of Everett, your simple, easy, fun dealership. Winter roads are coming. Good thing Kia of Everett makes driving simple, easy, and fun. With advanced safety features and all-weather performance across our entire lineup, come take a test drive from our huge selection of the best all-wheel drive models and option packages, ready to take on whatever this season throws our way. With amazing pricing and financing, now is the time to buy at Kia of Everett.
The best drive you'll ever take is to Kia of Everett. Simple, easy, fun.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. It's been I don't know what would you call today's show, Ursula?
Meaty with levity.
Meaty with levity.
My favorite kind of show.
I would say it's meaty with chef putting some green onions in there and some bell peppers. You know what I mean? Just spices it up, you know?
Yeah.
What, you ain't putting that in your meat, Ursula? I mean,
oh, yeah.
Chef? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Pause. All right, scenarios.
Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
I'm already anxious about Thanksgiving, and it hasn't even happened yet. This year, my sister is bringing her boyfriend home for the very first time. They've been together for 6 years. Damn, 6 years? Just now coming over. But they live across the country, so none of us have actually spent real time with him. We've only seen him on FaceTime group chats and the occasional blurry photo that she texts to the family thread. From what I can tell, he seems like a good guy, polite, employed, knows how to cook. That checks all the important boxes, but because they live so far away, this is the first holiday where he'll actually be in the house, eating with us, meeting the extended relatives, and experiencing all the weird family traditions. And of course, this is also the year that my aunt has decided to resurrect the tradition of official family Thanksgiving photo. The one, by the way, take your photos before dinner, not after. The one that goes on a mantle, gets printed, Christmas cards, and basically lives forever. Which brings me to the brewing issue. My mom thinks that he should be in the picture. If he's coming all the way out here, he's family for the weekend, even though mom already bought matching sweaters for the family. My brother says, hell no, this is his first Thanksgiving. He hasn't earned a spot in the family photo. My grandmama already announced she's putting him in the front row because tall men balance the picture, even though she keeps calling him by the wrong name. And my sister, she hasn't said much, but the stakes feel high. I'm torn. Is it too soon to put a first-time boyfriend, someone we've never, ever met in person, into the family photo that gets framed for decades? Or does excluding him make the whole trip awkward? What's the right call here? 888-973-5476. Ursula, what you got?
So he's been with her for 6 years.
6 years?
To the point where you even exclaimed, like, ooh, that's a long time.
Yeah.
And because they've been living elsewhere, this is the first time that they will all be together. This is an easy solution.
Okay, talk to me.
Take some pictures all together, including him.
Okay.
And I'm going to guess that if he doesn't do it himself and say, hey, how about I take a picture with just you all?
Yeah.
And he's excluding himself from that picture, or you just make it, okay, now we're going to do different variations of pictures.
Yeah.
But make it so that it's not awkward and he doesn't feel like an outsider, but also you have an out when it comes to if something doesn't work out with this family photo, you won't be stuck with something that you have to, X them out or cut them out or use some kind of editing tool. I think there's a way that you can work it out without making it awkward for him.
Somebody said, Maria in Bellevue said, God bless people with these problems. Maria, I'm with you.
Yeah, this is not a big
Brian
problem.
in Bellevue makes a good point. Depending on what culture you come from, most cultures, I'd agree that whatever grandma says goes.
Oh, and grandma was the one who said.
And grandma's the one that said put him in the front.
Yes.
And if she do call him by the wrong name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whatever. If grandmama said it. Now, Ursula, most people, and by the way, I'm most people, I never thought about like saying, hey, no, you guys, I'll take the picture. Because I just thought about it. I'm in a whole lot of damn photos over there.
Oh, no.
That's so funny. That is so funny.
A lot of
No,
photos.
this is.
He's such a nice. He's one of those.
So this just actually happened at my 60th birthday.
It did?
We hired a photographer. And we did take some family photos.
Okay.
And my son's longtime girlfriend was there. And we took pictures with her included.
Yeah.
And then we took pictures of just the four of us. And so we have different options.
So you got a just in case photo. That's what you call it. It's called a just in case photo.
I didn't even think about
just in case it
but
don't work.
You know who insisted on it?
Who did?
She did.
Where's she from?
Canada.
So she's going to be in the future family photos. She's a keeper.
They're already talking. Yeah, I hope so. Fingers crossed. They're in Australia together. But I think she's also very logical and said,
She got her a good man.
Okay, I am in a lot of those photos too, with someone that I'm no longer with, and every single time, it's always so awkward because somebody's like, "Oh no, get on in there, get on in there," and every time I'm just like, "No." I don't want in the photo. It's so awkward. And like one of the grandparents is always like, they can't smile because what's that boy doing in the photo? No, count me out.
Did you ever think to offer, hey, can I take a picture of y'all?
Yeah, I tried that. And they'd be like, oh, no, we got it on a timer.
I'll admit, those are good problems to have.
Right. If that's your worst.
I'll tell you guys in a second some of my daughter's problems. But go ahead. What do you got?
You know, at this point, if they've been together for 6 years, it shouldn't be a big deal at all. We're not talking about a ring. It's just a photo. So just come out of the shadows, get through it so it's not weird for everyone. After all, you did show up in the first place, so don't make it hard to find.
Hey, you've got to hide your loving.
Worst case, if you guys end up breaking up, you're not gonna like go look in the archives and try and find the photo. So you can forget it. If
Hey,
it's over.
Tammy, the 360 texted us. She said, we're still cutting out my ex, who I was married to for 27 years. There's never any guarantees.
This is so true. Thank you. That's a great point.
Sweeping statement, though. Sweeping statement. If you're together for 6 years and there's no ring, I don't think it's lasting.
I mean, unless it's a really bad situation, though. Mm-hmm. Do you have to cut them out, even if they're? I mean, that was part of your history.
Okay, look. People are so used to you, Ursula. You're the type to not, because you're not petty that way.
No,
Ursula's the type. It's like, oh no,
that was
keep
part of
them
your
up.
history. I mean,
Hell
unless it's hurtful.
There's a lot of us that nobody want to see that picture. Cut them out. I'm good. Matter of fact, I just send it to my daughter. Hey, can you edit this out? Speaking of my daughter, Maria said that those are good problems to have. You know, my daughter has grandparents on her, not grandparents, I'm sorry, great-grandparents that are still alive right now on that other side. And guess what? She's never met them.
Oh, wow.
On purpose.
Oh.
They don't want to meet her.
Oh, that's harsh.
That's true. More of the Gee Ursula Show next.
How could she say to me, love will find a way?
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
Hurry, time's running out. Check off the wish list with instant savings and free battery offers on select steel tools. Shop online or in-store.
Just how good is Pure Talk's current deal for unlimited wireless? Well, you might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Because right now, for just $29.95 a month, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This is Pure Talk's top-tier plan. It comes with a crazy fast 5G network along with a 30-gig hotspot. And at just $29.95 a month, there has never been a better opportunity to lock in a ridiculously low rate for as long as you live. And save thousands and thousands of dollars along the way. This plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you will save over 50% every single month for the rest of your life. See what I mean? It really is the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer ends 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most. That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family is banking on bandwidth. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger. But your Wi-Fi? It would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. There's been a major decision in the criminal cases against former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James. A federal judge has ruled the interim U.S. attorney who secured the indictments was unlawfully appointed. CBS's Scott McFarland reports it could certainly spell the end of the Comey case.
Because Lindsay Halligan's the only prosecutor on the case, there's no other place to go here other than dismissal. Yes, the Department of Justice can try to bring this case back against Letitia James, perhaps with a different set of prosecutors. With James Comey, it's going to be complicated. They're past the statute of limitations. This may be fatal to his case.
The U.S. attorney was appointed after the previous Trump appointee didn't move forward with the cases against James and Comey. Legal analyst Lori Levinson.
Lindsay Halligan there was an attempt to make her the interim head of this Eastern District of Virginia of the U.S. Attorney's Office. What we know today is that it looks like that attempt was unsuccessful.
The military says it's considering charging Democratic Senator and veteran Mark Kelly for appearing in a video urging troops to refuse unlawful orders. Vicki Barker reports.
Days after President Trump accused Senator Mark Kelly and other Democratic lawmakers of seditious behavior punishable by death, the Pentagon is threatening to recall the retired Navy captain to active duty status in order to prosecute him. This, it says, over, quote, serious allegations of misconduct. It's not clear if the law on recalling retired service members has ever been applied in this way and to an elected member of Congress.
After talks over the weekend in Geneva on a peace proposal for Ukraine, European leaders say they're still very much focused on finding a solution. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer.
Progress, yes, more work to do, but we've all got our sleeves rolled up, ready to put in those hard yards, hopefully to get to the right outcome.
CBS News security contributor Sam Vinograd says all sides are feeling the pressure, but Ukraine in particular because of President Trump's deadline of this Thursday.
The outstanding question is whether President Trump is just focused on any deal to end the war rather than getting a good deal that ensures Ukraine's sovereignty going forward and Russia's respect for international law. in the years ahead.
President Trump spoke with China's president and said later he has accepted an invitation to visit Beijing. He's also invited President Xi for a state visit to the U.S. later next year. The two, according to President Trump, also discussed Ukraine and the fentanyl crisis. Checking the numbers on Wall Street at this hour, stocks are higher, the Dow up 305 points. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
A brick thrown off an overpass crashes into a car. The story coming up, but first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. A crash is blocking a lane on I-5 northbound near 172nd Street Northeast. And remember, in Pacific, there are lane restrictions on 167 due to bridge repair. No significant backups right now. Travel times are looking sweet. Everett to Seattle, 25 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 23. Renton to Bellevue, 13. And your lake bridges are wide open. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. Conservation officers are using a helicopter with thermal imaging and adding cameras to trails to find the grizzly bear that attacked 20 students and teachers in British Columbia. Sergeant Jeff Tyre tells CBC News.
A lot of work goes into these, and these can be lengthy. The bears don't necessarily cooperate, but we're doing everything we can.
Authorities now think it was a mother grizzly bear with two cubs that attacked the group in Bella Coola, a remote area on the BC Central Coast. 3 students and a teacher remain hospitalized. Kent police are investigating after one person was shot dead at the Lincoln Park and Ride last night. A car was seen speeding away. Officers say the victim suffered multiple wounds and died at the scene. Deputies are searching for a gunman in a White Center shooting. KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman reports it happened yesterday afternoon.
Just before 4, the King County Sheriff's Office got the shots fired call here off of 15th Avenue Southwest and Roxbury Street in White Center by the Rapid Ride bus stop. That is where detectives found a man shot. From what we've been told, the man shot is expected to be okay.
If you have information, contact the King County Sheriff's Office. State troopers arrested a man suspected of throwing a brick off the State Route 509 overpass in Tacoma. Trooper Cameron Watts says the brick crashed into a car and struck a passenger in the head.
We've had similar circumstances where people have died from this, and we're glad that that didn't happen.
Medics transported the man to Harborview Medical Center with serious injuries. They arrested the suspect about 8 blocks away. A heads up if you're traveling through SeaTac Airport. With the Olympic pipeline shut down for leak repairs, airlines at SeaTac are implementing contingency plans to make sure planes stay fueled. Airlines are adding refueling stops at other airports and trucking more fuel to SeaTac. Seahawks wide receiver Jackson Smith-Njigba has officially etched his name into franchise history.
Darnold has time. Going to let it fly. Got a man, JSN. Makes the catch. Breaks the tackle. He's going to back into the end zone for a touchdown. Seahawks.
Yesterday, JSN set the single season record for receiving yards as a Seahawk with 1,313. Smith-Njigba helped the Seahawks solidify a 30-24 victory yesterday over the Tennessee Titans. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Scattered showers today with highs in the upper 40s. It's 45 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Monday, November 24th. And guess what? Your boy is checked out. All I keep thinking about. Oh, that's it. I just keep thinking about Thanksgiving.
Your Thanksgiving holiday is starting after the show today.
Oh, it's starting
Let's
now.
keep it a buck.
What is that sound even from?
Social media clip, and her name is. Oh, why can't I think of her name right now?
But it's
popular.
You're stuck on it though.
I've been stuck on it ever since she did it, like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And I can't think of her name right now. It's bothering me. But good morning, Ursula.
Good morning. Hey, coming up at 11:30, we do Agree to Disagree. As always, we invite you to join us on our text line. It has been robust. Your responses today, oh my goodness. 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. It is already the third hour of the show, so we're going to get right to it.
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
Microsoft President Brad Smith is now warning that the tax increases that are being floated in Olympia could put the region's economy at risk, especially as layoffs continue to shake the tech sector. His message is simple. If the state raises taxes too aggressively, it could discourage companies from expanding here or even push future investments somewhere else. Now, he's warning this, even though just last week we were talking about Amazon saying we're staying put, we're staying right here, right? So this, of course, comes right after a sweeping win for progressive candidates in this past election. Their campaigns centered on Washington's affordability crisis, and many were blaming the tech industry as a driver of rising costs, from anywhere from home prices to childcare to the everyday expenses that families just can't keep up with. And Democratic lawmakers and incoming state and local leaders, including Seattle Mayor-elect Katie Wilson, have been discussing what they call progressive taxes, new tax options that would ask more from high earners and large corporations. And those proposals range from updated business taxes to new payroll or capital-related taxes, all aimed at paying for more affordable housing, schools, transit, and mental health treatment options, because we keep talking about how we have a mental health crisis in this state.
Right.
But according to Brad Smith, all of this, the timing may be risky with what's going on with the economy and with layoffs already happening at tech firms, both big and small. He argues that raising taxes on employers could put even more jobs at stake, or at the very least make Washington less competitive.
Real quick, thank you to Mac and Moses and Anthony. It was Pastor Shirley Caesar. I was thinking Winans in my head. It was Pastor Shirley Caesar.
Okay.
Did you say Brad Smith?
Yes.
It's so funny that you mentioned Brad Smith, because I was just looking the other day and I was seeing who was part of Gurmai Zulai, to the new, King County Executive-elect, who's part of his transition team. And I saw that Brad Smith is going to be connected to that. So I wonder,
think that's very smart.
I think, it is very smart to have that, because King County, by the way, a lot of times we're always talking about the Seattle City Council and we're always talking about the mayor, but very rare do we talk about King County Council and the King County Executive, right?
Yeah, they're off the hook too often. We need to change that.
Why don't we ever talk about them?
In 2026, we need to make sure we're paying a lot of attention to King County too.
We really
and
do.
Pierce County and Snohomish County and Kitsap County. But
so, Ursula, does Brad make a point?
He does have a point.
Mm-hmm.
I think he does have a point, and I will say it now, and I've said it in the past. I think that the state, city, county governments are always relying on taxes too much as a way out.
Okay.
It's always like the first thing. Let's go to taxes. Let's go to taxes. Now, do I think big corporations can afford some of these hits? Yes, but when they're answering to shareholders who are always looking at the bottom line, there is this pressure that no matter how well they're doing, they need to do better. They need to. What the companies like Microsoft that we're talking about are not like the businesses that our friend Eduardo Jordan was talking about when he was talking about these small businesses or medium-sized businesses that are being squeezed and squeezed and squeezed and having a very small margin.
Right.
We are not talking about that. But when it comes to it, if companies are looking at where is a friendlier place to do business, and if Washington at all levels of government is only looking at taxes first or new taxes first, that is what is making a lot of this a lot more expensive for a lot of people and businesses in general. So does he have a point? Yes. Is that the only thing that is playing into this? No. But when you mention Gurmai Zulai bringing in Brad Smith, I think it's important. It's also important to bring housing advocates. It's also important to, he has a transition team of wasn't it 100?
I didn't see 100.
I think that it's a huge,
okay.
So you need to hear from different.
It's all hands on deck.
Yeah.
But, all right. I know some of you all probably want me to retire, what I'm going to say, in 2025 and not bring it up in 2026. But before I do retire it, how is this model going to sustain? Ursula says, hey, stop, chill with the taxes. You all say, stop, chill with the taxes. Okay. If you don't do the taxes, then what's the other? And I know you guys says, well, you need to watch your spending.
Yes.
Okay, sounds good. But the other alternative is cuts.
Yes.
So
and I'm a believer of it needs to be a combination of all of the above.
But
you need to can you make cuts? Yes. Is it all gonna? Can you raise taxes in some areas? Yes. Can you? But again, it cannot be all on one.
You know to make life easier.
What's that? Exactly.
Y'all
A
want me
state
to
income
retirement?
tax. Yeah. So I think a lot of people. And you've mentioned it before, will say we need a state income tax.
On the side,
but they won't publicly say it because it is very unpopular and because no one believes that a state income tax would be isolated. They just think it would be in addition to everything else. And yes, right now, and I am a firm believer in more balanced government. And right now we have it very lopsided. This is a very blue state. And I think the state Republican Party needs to do a much better job of fielding some palatable candidates.
Lauren Culp.
Yeah, no. Lauren Culp, no. And Semi Bird, no. Okay, those are not your best candidates.
Okay.
But again, I think Brad Smith has a point.
He does.
But Microsoft ain't hurting. So it's hard
both can be true.
Both can be true.
Again, all I'm saying is, Ursula, I hear you, and you're just like, well, you need, it's like Goldilocks, right? Like, this porridge is too hot, and this porridge is too cold, and Ursula's way of life is you just want it just right. And
I know it makes the people really crazy, but that is just how I'm made up, okay? I always think that there is...
Very true. And there is the weirdos like me that come in and say things like, no, it's not. It doesn't happen that way. It does not happen where it's just right. There's always someone getting
screwed. Yes. And too often, I believe it's the worker.
Facts.
Yes. So
the people.
Exactly. So I don't have a ton of sympathy, but when it comes down to it, we don't want Microsoft to build elsewhere and go elsewhere. We don't want.
Didn't we go through this threat with Amazon?
Yes.
And we do this every time.
And what did Amazon do? They built in Bellevue.
They built some in Bellevue. But they have now said, hey, we plan to stay in Seattle. We're not going to uproot our headquarters.
Don't you find that, Ursula, when you talked about that last week, you don't find that very interesting in timing that they came out right away and said, hey, we're not going anywhere?
Yeah, because they want to don't start off your new relationship on a bad footing. Now, again, I think Katie Wilson also brought in people who have some business expertise. And my advice to Katie Wilson as new mayor, incoming mayor, would be don't only focus on one aspect of Seattle.
Like starting off with the whole
with
Starbucks,
the Starbucks thing that I thought that was a I mean, she was great for workers and union workers, but I thought that sent a message to the business community like, hey, when it comes down to it, I'm not going to be paying a whole lot of attention to you.
By the way, Craig in South Lake Union, thank you for this, says Gurmai's main transition team has 4 on it. And
including Smith.
Including Smith and including, I'll wait for the...
Can I just give you two quick stats? So first of all, the reason why we're always talking about taxes in Washington State is because the drivers are sales tax, which can decline based on consumer spending, and property taxes, which is capped at a 1% annual raise per year by law. Now, what is inflation? It's been anywhere between 3 and 8%. Government services, they pay the same things that we do. So when you see inflation outpacing your revenue growth by 2 to 7% a year, of course you're going to have to raise taxes. Now, Microsoft, Amazon, Costco, T-Mobile, Boeing, and Starbucks, they're worth $6.8 trillion. Right. That is the equivalent of 150 years of Washington State's annual budget.
Right. And they also...
I'm just going to leave that there.
Yeah, and they also have an opportunity to decide whether they're going to stay or whether they're going to go. And you know what? FAFO. Go ahead and try it. I mean, so that would be the other thing. It's
it reminds me of, Ursula?
Yeah.
Let's try it then.
Ursula, it reminds me of staying in a relationship because you got to, because you can't afford to go out there. So you keep being nice, and when she comes home from work, you make sure you cook and you clean and you do all the chores because you gotta maintain the position. Yeah. Because if you could, you would, but you need them to stay.
Yeah. And like I said, I want to be very, very crystal clear. I think more often than not, it is the workers who get hurt. And again, I don't feel sorry for Microsoft.
Okay.
So, but I would be looking for a much more balanced approach than just saying, stick it to them. I don't care.
I agree with you. We both agree that most of the time that it's the workers that get hurt. However, for some reason, it feels like most of us collectively only care when the big dog, the billionaires, get hurt. And I think one of the reasons why is deep down inside of us that we have thoughts of one day we will be the billionaire, and so we don't want us hurt at that time. So therefore, we're okay with the workers and our common peers being,
See, that,
not
and
taken
I don't
care
think so.
of.
Never in my life have I ever thought that I was going to be a billionaire, nor do I even know that I want to. But I also understand that there are options, and you have to find that sweet spot that keeps them there while improving the conditions for the workers, but also keeps the company from finding a different option. Yeah. That's my point.
Then why are we here in the first place? Why in this country are we in a situation where we have allowed billionaires to just run our country? We have a billionaire that runs X. We had a billionaire that runs Doge. We have a billionaire now that owns Paramount, CBS. So how did that happen then, Ursula? If we collectively together, if most of us have and understand and what we have in common are us together, how did the billionaire get so much on top?
There's a whole long story about that. Yes.
Trickle down? Economics like Jerry said? Trickle down?
Yes. Some of it's just not trickling down very well. Okay?
Does that still work?
Yeah.
Trickle down?
No. I don't think it's working how it was intended. How's that? Okay, there's another. I want to move on because there's a very Seattle story that's making the rounds online. And it starts with this Reddit post from someone who said they were given a 10% discount for being gay while shopping downtown. And at first, it sounded like one of those, it's one of those stories that just makes the rounds, but there might not be a whole lot to it. But the business is actually a small shop near Pike Place called Crystal Lounge. And they explained that they offer what they call equity discounts. According to their own comments, those include 10% off for people of color, 10% off for LGBTQIA plus customers, 10% off for veterans, teachers, seniors, and people with disabilities, and 10% off for employees in the Pike Place, Belltown area. In other words, it's a choose your category system. Tell the cashier which group applies to you, and then they apply the discount.
Not to me, though.
What's that?
Not to me, though.
Oh, okay. Except other than I get what you're saying. So what do you think though? The owner said the program is real. They've been doing it for a while, and they recently increased the deal to 10%. I don't know what it was before, but they say it's their way of supporting groups they believe face barriers or discrimination. I think that they're inviting trouble. What do you think, Gee? I know you said you checked out. I'm not letting you off the hook. So what do you think? Because I looked it up.
Well, okay.
I looked up
Give me
Washington's...
some more facts. Go ahead. Give me some more facts. I'm going to delay my thoughts.
Discrimination. So anti-discrimination laws, and are they in violation? And I think this is one of those slippery slope kind of things. Could someone make an issue of it? I mean, and I actually had the anti-discrimination business laws before I looked up Gurmay Zalai. Hang on, I'm gonna look it up, but I want you to weigh in, and I'll give you more facts. Gee, why are you hesitating?
Because I don't like this. I don't like this right here. I don't like this the same way I don't like when I'm in Alaska Airlines. And if you have a seeing eye dog, come on first. If you have a stroller, come on first. If your left butt cheek is bigger than your right, come on next. I'm sick and tired of all of the different stuff that goes through. So I don't like this because if you open up this store, then right next door, somebody's going to open up a store that says, "Dear all white people, when you come on in here, you get a 10% discount." And that way, Chef and Nick leaves their boy and they go by themselves to this store to get the no. And by the way, how long does this last? 10 years? 50 years? 130 years? No. I don't want this. I don't like it. Now, I know somebody's going to take what I'm saying.
Wait, hold up.
I told you I wanted to get out of here. God.
Hold up. Because in some businesses, I now qualify for the senior discount. Do you have an issue with the senior discount?
And that's BS too. I'm tired of y'all going to Denny's and being able to get that meal, and Ursula's got way more money than Gen Z. How in the hell is she getting a discount when she's got more money than Gen Z?
Okay, as the person being discriminated against in by this store, I don't like it because it is just one of these stories that people latch onto to say,
yes,
see, guys who look like me get the raw end of the deal. But, you know, I don't care. It's their store. And, gee, I already get a discount, bro. I live in Edmonds, so I have cheaper car insurance. It's a rich neighborhood. Thanks. Homeowners insurance is less in my my neighborhood.
But,
let's see.
But again, hold it, though.
My mortgage interest rate for my parents, much lower because it's a wealthy neighborhood. Let's see. How about no bank fees because I keep a high balance?
Okay.
I get all kinds of discounts, baby. Totally fine.
Okay, but what about, in all seriousness, I don't mean to bring this back, but remember, I mean, there have been lawsuits about whether a baker has to bake a cake for a certain group that goes against her religion. I mean, it's like, where do you stop the line in terms of how you treat customers based on what? I mean, unless they are part of a protected class, where do you stop?
This is the problem with trying to define individual acts of discrimination versus systemic racism, because the simple fact is, as a white guy living in Edmonds, I'm already getting thousands of dollars discount on all of the goods and services that I purchase.
Exactly.
But because that's systemic, it's fine.
Wait. Before we go out, I want to share something with you guys.
Yeah.
I just got a text message from the 360. Hey, gather around, everybody. Listen to this text. Hey, 360 says, the amount of racial inequities that G spouse, he calls me, just cost you a listener. I'm so tired of hearing him bring up race card over everything every day. 360. I just want to ask you this. Where did it become race? Where did that come from? Did it start with me? I don't bring it up. If you could tell me that, maybe I'll stop bringing up race.
Sorry to lose you.
Sorry to lose you. Hey, coming up next, agree to disagree.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes. The John Curley Show.
Katie Wilson is putting her team, her powerhouse transition team together.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
Put everything in place and solve all the big problems that everybody expects to have solved when it comes to government. When I asked her if she's okay with being, the West Coast Mondani, she seemed to have no problem with it. And of course, Mondani, the new mayor of New York, has said that, well, there's no problem too small that the government can't solve, and the government cares so much. The government's going to care so much, and the government's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Watch the John Curley Show live on YouTube.
The holiday season is packed with events and celebrations, many of them including alcohol, except for Ursula's house. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation, arrested for DUI, your first call needs to be DUI Heroes. Jonathan and his team will defend you, looking after the person who has just made a mistake. DUI Heroes is a DUI defense specialist. All they do is DUI. They handle cases all over the state. Jonathan and his team don't just defend the cases, they defend you. Let them be your hero at DUI Heroes. DUIHeroes.com.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids.
KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Hurry! It's your last chance to donate for 2025. Last chance! Donate now for a 2025 tax deduction.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now, the company's changed. Or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So, what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300, 206-656-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, the new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
Stacey Rost here from Seattle Sports. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of. And then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, prescriptions. But imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate, noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle, yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target problem areas: waistline, face, neck, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. For your free consultation and $250 off, visit ProSculpt.com for powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men. It's ProSculpt.com.
Feeling cold? Your windows may be the issue. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors for 25% better energy efficiency and up to 30% energy bill savings. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. A warning if you're traveling through SeaTac Airport this busy Thanksgiving holiday. KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman reports that because the Olympic pipeline has been shut down for leak repairs, airlines are implementing contingency plans to ensure planes stay fueled.
Which, of course, has impacted some travelers.
Just to take a stop in Alaska because of the fuel line thing. Just to be on a flight for like an extra 6 hours or something.
For Alaska Airlines, a spokesperson told us they did have 10 flights out of SEA at fuel stops along their routes. And because of no timeline on when the pipeline will be fixed, airlines like Delta have issued travel waivers for those on long international flights due to some of those flights being rescheduled.
It's unclear what caused the Olympic pipeline to leak. More than 300,000 passengers are expected to catch a Washington State ferry over the holiday. The ferry service's Dana War says they are running at full capacity for the first time in many years.
We've also got more sailings. We'll increase our sailings by about 10%. Routes that weren't in service or fully in service last year are fully in service this year.
The ferry system is on pace for 20 million passengers this year, the most since before the pandemic. Retailers typically see a spike in shoplifting during the holiday season, so Bellevue cops are kicking off their annual Stop the Lift Theft Prevention campaign.
Officers work closely with businesses to identify and arrest shoplifters, especially those engaged in organized retail theft. Captain Shelby Shearer has a message for those who might think of shoplifting in Bellevue.
We will eventually catch up to you, and we will hold you accountable by putting you into jail.
Last year, Bellevue police arrested 161 people during the Stop the Lift campaign. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
The Pentagon has launched an investigation into former Navy pilot and astronaut Mark Kelly for taking part in a video that urged members of the military to refuse illegal orders. The Pentagon calls his statement misconduct. Kelly says he recited the law. A federal judge has dismissed the criminal case against former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James. CBS's Scott McFarland.
They're both dismissed without prejudice, which means they can be refiled, but it's going to be complicated for James Comey. His case is beyond the statute of limitations of 5 years.
The judge says the prosecutor who brought the charges at President Trump's urging was illegally appointed by the Justice Department. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 236 points. NASDAQ ahead 561. KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, Heather, in Pacific, we've got that road work. Drivers are taking about 20 minutes northbound 167 to make it through that long-term construction zone. That's a 2-mile backup starting near 24th. If you exit there and head north on the West Valley Highway and then hop back on the freeway at Ellingson, you're going to bypass this entire backup. That's our biggest backup on the map. Southbound drivers are dealing with about a mile or two thick backup at the JBLM main gate. The drive into Seattle looks great. In fact, Linwood to Seattle, just 15 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle, 20 minutes. Olympia to Tacoma, a half-hour drive. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Scattered showers today with highs in the upper 40s. It's 45 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Monday to all of you. Happy Friday to Gee. How you feeling there, bud?
You know, I feel really good.
Yeah.
And I sometimes, you know, we've been doing this show for 6 years, and sometimes I have those times where a lot of times I'll just move on, right? I spend a lot of time moving on because sometimes it's like, I want to keep things light. Then sometimes I want to pause and really give, I don't want to call it an education, but sometimes give folks a way of seeing things that they're not totally used to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard that why does G make it about race? And I thought about it, and I was thinking about my dad, and I was thinking, I have to do a better job in explaining that whole thing to understand. In this country in 2025, let's just go over the last 100 years. The media has told you something. The movies that you watch, go watch it. Me and Chef was talking about it this morning. Go watch a Disney movie. Go see what Disney has you watch. Go look at movies. Go look at TV shows. As a matter of fact, in the 70s, the only roles that black people could get in, usually 85% of those were roles as a criminal. So when people say things like, gee, why do you always bring up race? The reason why I can move on and I could stop, but sometimes I want to help you out. It's not that I'm bringing up race. You just have never had to be uncomfortable hearing
confronted with it
and hear another angle to things, right? Here at KIRO Radio, in the 85 years, there has never been a black host daytime. Now, I'm not blaming KIRO Radio. KIRO Radio is the people that gave me an opportunity. But I'm just trying to show you that every single day that some of you all listen to the things that I say. Does it mean that I'm right? No. I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm just giving you another way of looking at things. Mm-hmm. When I bring up redlining, and so, gee, why do you always bring up redlining? Because I was born 50 years ago. I don't know anything else other than to tell you about.
That's a decision that affects people today.
Why do you bring up gentrification?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Because over in the Central District, where it used to be where only folks could live here and your house value could never go up. Mm-hmm. You had to live in this. It literally was red line. Mm-hmm. And then there was a certain period in the early 2000s where they said, you know what? We want that property.
Yeah.
How about this?
This is a place we can still afford.
Let's raise those taxes so if you did have grandma's house in the family, you won't be able to afford it. So therefore, you have to move out and we can get those properties because that's good real estate. Now in the Central District, those property goes way up and it's worth $1 million, but years ago it was never worth that. So the reason why I didn't move on, Ursula, because you asked me how I was feeling, and thank you for doing that. Because sometimes I get to this moment where there's a lot of people who just don't get it. The last point I'll give you, it reminds me of a cigarette smoker. Somebody's a cigarette smoker. They smoke cigarettes. And if maybe you did smoke cigarettes, or maybe you still do. But if someone were to come to you and say, hey, listen, there's a lot of facts about cigarette smoking. Over the years, you can see the damage that it does. As a matter of fact, cigarette smoking is so bad that not only is it bad for you, the smoker, it's bad for other people around you. Mm-hmm. Now, if you approach someone and you tell them those things, hey, this is bad, that person most likely, 9 times out of 10, even though they know smoking is bad, they still will say, okay, I get it. I understand. But I do this, it kind of makes me feel a certain way. Mm-hmm. Because I think a lot of times, Ursula, I'm going to say something that might hurt you. It might make people uncomfortable. White supremacy is an addiction. Some people, you know that it exists. You know that it does. You know that you benefit off that privilege. You know that. But even still, this is what I said earlier today. Some people believe in racial charity. Give them a little bit. But they don't believe in racial parity. Mm-hmm. They don't want the fields to be even. How dare there be a situation where this demographic, this ethnicity is worth financially 7 to 10 times more than this others? Did they get that way because of the stereotype that these folks are lazy? These folks want handouts? Where did that narrative come from? Where did the narrative come from that people on SNAP benefits are overweight? These things are still being said today. So again, if you guys hear me say things and it sounds like I'm always bringing up race, ask yourself, why on the applications years ago did the checkbox only say white and black? Why didn't it say Polish, Irish, Jewish? There's a reason. There's a system that has been designed before I was even born, before you were born. The problem is for so long, we have not acknowledged this system. We have just sat here and been like, let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it. It's uncomfortable. DEI, critical race theory. Let's get it out of schools. Let's talk about those things. So, Ursula, I always got to say, there's sometimes you do things on the show that I appreciate. I appreciate you asking me how I'm feeling.
Well, I could see it. I could see that you're also responding to those few that mention, "Oh, I'm gonna leave. I'm done with the show."
Yeah.
And I guess the question I have for you, if you're in that position or if you get irritated because G brings this up, why does it bother you so much?
Because if you go to another platform, let's say Fox or a conservative talk show instead, you're certainly going to hear about race all the time. Probably more than on this show, actually. It's just you hear a little different narrative.
Yeah. It's put in a different way. Okay, well, we've got Words to Live By coming up.
And you got a show to do tomorrow, so.
I do.
Yeah.
And Wednesday.
And Wednesday. All right. More to Gee and Ursula Show next.
The Jake and Spike Show.
If you guys are not watching on YouTube, you're missing the sight.
Weekdays noon to 3.
Luke Ducey joining us now in studio. People think he's a handsome fellow. Welcome to the show, Luke.
I thank you for saying that.
Well, I didn't say it. People in the audience say it.
Well, you're why we got the new cameras and lighting.
Nice. Oh,
they weren't doing that for us. Are you wearing like pancake makeup?
Like Edward Cullen. I've been tanning.
Now, Edward's, is he the
He's a vampire.
Vampire from
Skin
Twilight, right?
In the sun.
Watch the Jake and Spike Show live on YouTube or the KIRO Newsradio app.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the road you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Hartley here from Wilcox Family Farms. I'm so excited to have my cousin Amelia with me today. So, how many chickens do you think there are on the farm?
3,000?
What do you think chickens eat?
Grass.
What else?
Seed.
So, do you know what organic eggs are?
The ones that you put in brownies?
Yes, the ones you put in brownies.
We hope you choose fresh eggs from our family farm.
Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh
since 1909.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line. But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Adventure smarter with the 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid, available now at Carter Subaru, Seattle's only Subaru dealership. Get all-wheel drive with financing from just 3.9%. And during the Share the Love event, Subaru donates $250 for every new Subaru to one of 6 charities, including hometown favorite Treehouse. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized costs. See dealer for details. Valid through 11/30/25.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
This season, gift yourself the chance to slow down and truly savor holiday wonders just a short journey from home. Victoria, BC glows with festive lights, charming traditions, and the space to reconnect with yourself, loved ones, and the joy of the season. Victoria is just a scenic ferry or seaplane ride from Seattle, making it the perfect getaway. This Christmas, step into a more relaxed rhythm. Plan your trip at tourismvictoria.com.
Just how good is Pure Talk's current deal for unlimited wireless? Well, you might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Because right now, for just $29.95 a month, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This is Pure Talk's top-tier plan. It comes with a crazy fast 5G network along with a 30-gig hotspot. And at just $29.95 a month, there has never been a better opportunity to lock in a ridiculously low rate for as long as you live. And save thousands and thousands of dollars along the way. This plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you will save over 50% every single month for the rest of your life. See what I mean? It really is the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer ends 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
Black Friday Comfort Sale is on now at Home Comfort Alliance. Save up to 75% on furnaces, ACs, heat pumps, EV chargers, generators, and more. And take 18 months to pay with 0% financing. Call before December 1st. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com.
A 15-year-old girl who chewed through a rope to escape a serial killer.
I used my front teeth to saw on the rope in my mouth.
The killer prowled the Pacific Northwest in the early 70s. He's been convicted of murdering 2 young women, but suspected of many more.
Maybe there's another one in that area.
Follow and binge all episodes of Stolen Voices of Dole Valley, available now wherever you listen.
Hey, it's Gee and Ursula, everybody. I'm round in third. Ursula, coming to get ready to cross home plate. You want to start us off with the text messages? What you got?
Let's start with, let's see. We had a youth sports. That was a big one. And private equity firms buying out youth sports facilities, etc. Tony in Everett says youth sports have become something completely unrecognizable. Middle class can barely afford to keep their kids in youth sports. The amount that it's been monetized for profit is just disgusting.
All right. And then, Ursula, a whole bunch of people text in what they're going through. I want to pick some good ones. Arbery from Gig Harbor says, the IMG Academy Prep Boarding School is for kids 9 through 12. It was bought a couple of years ago by a private equity fund for $1.2 billion. Tuition for 9th grade girls is $93,000. They've now expanded to middle school, 6th through 8th grade. Tuition is $91,000.
Yikes. I mean, it really has become for the rich. Tracy in Bonnie Lake says, my son is 11, plays AAU, $500 to play, and each tournament is a separate fee. And when you go to the tournament to watch it, it costs about $10 a day for each adult to watch the game.
Nick in Paulsbo says, hi, I coach youth travel baseball. I do it as a volunteer. I get a $2,000 a year stipend that covers my gas at best. I coach so that dads won't. My 19-year-old son coaches a team as well. He played for me as a kid, and he knows all the wrong things with travel baseball. We do it with the intent of saving baseball from exactly what you guys are talking about.
Should your employer have a right to prevent you from getting a second job? A lot of companies are being sued over this. 206 says no, an employer has no right to tell an employee what he or she does on their off time. That's none of the employer's business unless it starts affecting your performance.
206 says the irony is employers show little to no loyalty to employees.
Let's see. 206, clinical MFT supervisor here. About a year ago or so, they put legislation in saying that therapists or organizations are now allowed to add no-compete clauses to their contracts. Previously, there was no law stating it could not be in place. It's just that an employer wouldn't win in the legal sense. But now there is actual legislation stating that clinical institutions are not allowed to restrict anyone's ability to see clients outside of their organization, at least in regard to clinical care around marriage and family therapy.
What's better, hosting or traveling? Well, Ursula's hosting. C in Arlington says, I would rather run around like a chicken with my head cut off. Host.
And Mike in Portland says, we're traveling 1 mile to our best friend's house where pajamas are strongly encouraged. That is the perfect Thanksgiving for me. What a great idea.
Hey, Mike, I've never heard of that. I mean, I've heard of people getting in pajamas after Thanksgiving, but hosting a Thanksgiving with pajamas? That sounds so cool. How much will Thanksgiving cost? Well, Senator John Lubbock says, Gee and Ursula, Thanksgiving dinner for 11 will cost about $240. That includes Lubbock's Cajun deep-fried turkey. Sticking my neck out.
We love you. Okay, on Marjorie Taylor Greene announcing that she's resigning, she's not going to run again. What is going on? 206 says, I do not believe for 1 minute that MTG had a true change of heart. That kind of evil just does not disappear that easily.
206 says, folks, I'm a liberal in my views, and that put me in odds with most of Marjorie Taylor Greene's views. But I have developed the utmost respect for her during the last 6 to 8 weeks, not 2 weeks, because of her courage in opposing the establishment and apologizing for divisive views. And yes, she did apologize for her past rhetoric. Show me another politician or on the left or right who has ever come out and apologized for what they were saying in the past. We must honor and respect those who change course for the better, rather than continuing bringing them as before. This is called building bridges rather than burning them, as a majority of people on the left and right, politicians or not, are doing now.
And then on scenarios, that sister who is bringing her boyfriend of 6 years to Thanksgiving, none of them has met him, and they're doing family photos. Grandma wants them to be in the picture on the front row. Bonnie says, if it's an iffy significant other, if they have to be in that photo, just make sure they're on the end.
All right, Ursula, it's time for Words to Live By. What you got?
And this is from Richard Bach. And this quote says, and this is important as we come into Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
The bond that links your true family is not one of blood, but of respect and joy in each other's life. I hope you have a fabulous Thanksgiving with Lillian. Enjoy that game.
Oh, yeah.
Enjoy all the good food and everything that you're going to do. And I will enjoy the company that we have on Thursday.
And it's more than $150.
It's $250. Plus additions.
Nick, what you got?
Well, we all know that certain figures sway within their base from who they want to back to what they say in public space. But there's a figure in this region with some solid ground who they call JSN with 6 more games to take the crown. But I had worries for what Ursula serves for her meal. Only $150 for 8 is not the greatest math to deal. Who knows, though? Maybe she got to end up using her senior discount with that big order, though, so I could be standing corrected. Could be wrong.
Again, Mark realized he looked at the wrong bill. It's $250. I think we're good.
Ursula, have you used a senior discount yet?
Yes.
Have you?
Oh, yeah. Proudly.
Happily?
I own every one of my 60 years.
Save a couple bucks on that Grand Slam.
Grand
Your
Slam.
moon's over my hammy.
Yeah, there are a lot of places. But I will say that a lot of places are increasing their what applies for a senior discount. It used to be 55, now it's 60 plus. Sometimes 65.
Got it. All right. Thank you, Ursula. Happy Thanksgiving to you. I hope people can have more than one plate.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're going to be ready. Ursula's going to make sure they're ready now. Hey, have a happy Thanksgiving, Chef. Have a good one. Hey, Nick, happy Thanksgiving, brother.
You too, man.
Hey, the Jake and Spike Show, they're coming in next. Stick around. All of you, make sure you have a happy Thanksgiving and make sure you eat all the food that you want. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you have as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
Mike Rowe here with a fun fact. Did you know that 50% of the air that you breathe inside your home comes from your crawl space? Yeah. Whether your crawl space is wet, musty, or your floors are bouncy, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to repair your crawl space. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
I'm Chris Davis, former King County prosecutor and founder of the Davis Law Group in Seattle. If you've been injured in a crash caused by impaired or drunk drivers, there are special considerations that need to be taken to protect your legal rights. Davis Law Group's team of investigators and lawyers know how to properly investigate DUI crashes and identify all parties who might be legally responsible for your injuries and damages. Call Davis Law Group at 206-888-8888 or get my free book at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit DanielNelsonMD.com. That's DanielNelsonMD.com.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Reutin, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
Do the holiday parties, tailgating, and family get-togethers have your liver working overtime? Let Active Liver help give your liver some relief at Amazon or VitaCost, CVS, Meijer Grocery, or ShopRite.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
250 years ago, a promise was made to connect families and friends near and far. And during the holidays, that promise is more important than ever. That's why USPS is building a better network to meet your needs with timely deliveries, easy and affordable ways to ship, and everything you need to make your season full of holiday cheer. Our purpose is delivering your peace of mind, knowing your love will arrive, bringing joy to all. The United States Postal Service. Learn more at USPS.com/holidays.
KIRO